All right, so we are recording this VOD of JoJo versus Dakpo. Dakpo is one of the best Diddy players on the West Coast as well. This was yet another video or VOD submitted to me by JoJo, and he wanted me to look at this. So, Peach versus Diddy. This matchup is actually extremely interesting because they're basically similar characters, similar game plans with different strengths. How this matchup works is Peach is in the air with a turnip and Diddy is on the ground with a banana. And how is anybody going to hit each other? So it comes down to player skill in this matchup. But I will mention Peach's air movement at mid range is fantastic in this matchup. Reason being, Diddy's a very grounded character that wants to whiff punish you with banana, kind of uses ground speed to kind of weave in and out of your range and bait you. But Peach can kind of just say no to that by being on a platform and kind of walling him out with turnips and maneuvering around his shield with float and banana as well. If you're ground floating, Peach can just kind of get hit by the banana and not take really big confirms off of it, which is a big deal. So float is definitely great in this matchup, as well as turnips. Turnips in particular are very good because Diddy likes to mix up on you with monkey flip, and turnip just says no to that because you can just throw the turnip if he monkey flips and he just gets hit and it walls him out. Diddy's a little faster on the ground, so at the start of the game you have to play a little more patient. You can't really afford to just like go in there. You have to kind of give Diddy a little more leeway at the start of the match. But Peach is also good at trading with Diddy and walling him out with back air, which is good. So you can kind of play at that mid range where you're kind of maneuvering around him with float and walling slash trading with bear and staying kind of at a distance with turnip and walling him out. So you're kind of switching between those two. So air movement's really vital in this matchup to play around Diddy's ground game. Platform camping is also really good against Diddy because he's a grounded character. He can hit you on the platform, but he doesn't get as big confirms when you're in the air, which is a big deal. It also makes the monkey flip mix ups and banana throws more obvious when you condition him with air movement. So that's really big. But both characters are also really good at edge guarding each other. Peach can just like throw a turnip off stage when he has barrels and he kind of gets destroyed. But Banana is transcendent, so stuff like Z drop down air will like just gimp you. So you have to be very careful of that. Diddy's aerials are also slightly faster, so we can deny a lot of airspace from Peach. So it's gonna be a lot of how do you play around Diddy up close? How do you stop him from pulling banana by forcing trades and pressuring him with your hitboxes? And how do you go about keeping Diddy in disadvantage is a big thing. Also, I've kind of just remembered this, but conditioning with items in item game is super huge. Both characters have items that they can just like catch from each other. So knowing how to use the other player's item is extremely big in this matchup. So if you know how to use banana, it's gonna help you a lot, not only with your own ledge trapping, but getting the kills with Peach. Because banana into Pan is a real confirm that you have at your disposal. And Peach with banana is really, really annoying for Diddy to deal with. He's faster, but again, you can kind of just wall him out once you pull the banana. So let's see how JoJo kind of goes about starting this game off here. Oops, forgot my. This should work. All right, here we go. So we pull a Saturn. Alright, this is actually really good. I'm liking how you're starting this. So this is what I was saying about at the start of the match, you have to give Diddy more leeway. Just pull a turn up. Don't try to rush over there. Diddy's faster than you. And I'm just already liking the patience here. You're just like, I'm not going to like fully commit yet. I'm just going to like dance around you. And this is kind of how the matchup goes. It's like both players have an item in hand. And it's like, how does the other player just hit the other player? It's kind of weird. But having this Saturn really early is really good because that kind of denies Diddy the option of just running up and shielding, which is something he likes to do when he has banana. So I'm already liking that you're just holding this and not just throwing it immediately. This pop gun, Diddy's mainly going to use it to like kind of deny your movement a little bit. So just keep that in mind. That's his main way of using the whatever the pop gun here. But yeah, I'm already liking the patience at the start
That's
here.
crazy, man. He couldn't do that again if he tried, right? Just instantly pulls out
And
the
you're already playing very
shield breaker that
grounded
he
and
needs.
patient
You know,
here, which is really good. You're sharking with up airs. You have to keep
that's
in
crazy.
mind of the monkey flip.
He
And
couldn't
I'm liking you're
do
already
that again
like
if he
trying to catch
tried,
the
right?
landings, using ground flow up air here, and not really overcommitting because Diddy's really good at punishing for overextensions.
Instantly pulls out the
And now you have the banana.
shield breaker that he needs. You know,
Interesting.
just something
Nice
light to
roll.
start it out. We'll see if he's able to bring it to.
But yeah, this is something you can kind of
Couldn't
do
do
with
that
your air
again if he
movement that's
tried,
really
right? Just
important,
instantly pulls out the
where
shield
you just
breaker that he
kind
needs. You
of
know, just something light to
you
start it
you kind of use your air movement
out.
and then you
We'll
kind of
see.
maneuver just out of range of the monkey flip and kind of punish it here. So that's one way you want to mix up your your movement in general in this matchup is just playing around that monkey flip mix up. It's really
See
important.
if he's able to bring it to the most effective use that it can be.
Also,
Instantly pulls out the
try to
shield
keep
breaker that
track
he needs. You
of
know,
what
just
Diddy
something light
does
to
in
start it out. We'll see
disadvantage
if he's
because that's monkey flip number one after
able
you
to
hit
bring it
him,
to the most
and
effective
this is
use
monkey
that.
flip number two. One option you have to deal with this is you can kind of save it for kill percent and then get an up smash read if you really want to. But this is like two times that Diddy has monkey flipped at a disadvantage. And we want to get Diddy in a spot off stage to where we can just gimp him with turn up. So it's definitely important to keep this monkey flip mix up as well as when he likes to use his jump.
That it can be. It's already getting a nice lead, just the pressure of it being out. Yeah, because he can't shield.
Yeah, this is kind of what I mean, where when you're in the air,
The most effective use
as
that it can
Diddy
be.
as Peach,
It's already getting
it's
a
okay if
nice
you get
lead,
hit
just
by
the pressure
the
of it being
banana.
out. Yeah, because he can't shield.
See, he was only able to get like 37% compared to like if you were on the ground and you got hit by a banana, then you would have taken like way more damage from his confirms. He can do a lot of really nasty stuff with this banana on you, so being in the air kind of limits that. But he's already starting to kind of deny airspace from you, so I would try to go towards the
So he's just gonna get
platforms a
hit with
little
a
more
couple times,
here.
but like I said, look at that, bro, trying to advance himself, almost gets
And that's a nice back air.
but I'm telling you, this is gonna be a
Um,
master class.
I'm starting to
Man, so he's
see
gonna get hit with a couple
once
times,
Diddy
but
is
like
in
I
the
said, look at
corner,
that, bro.
like he,
The
even
most
here,
effective use that it can be.
just you want to go near him. You want to at least threaten the idea that he can't pull banana for free, and that's really huge because Diddy without banana isn't as good. It's kind of like Peach with the turnip. She's a top tier, but without one, it's just like harder. But here, you want to start going for corner pressure instead of being here. It's okay to like start walling with back airs because against Diddy trading is so good. But at least be in this area here and start corner pressuring him because you can also just like catch this banana. You can do a lot of like mix ups here and play a mind game with Diddy. That will favor you because if you get hit,
It's
like you
already
see
getting a
here,
nice lead, just the
then you
pressure
only
of
go
it being
like
out. Yeah, 'cause
over
he can't
here
shield, man.
compared to like when he was over there and he would have gotten hit in the corner, he would have been off stage and then you could have taken the stop.
So he's just gonna
So
get hit with a couple times, but like I said, look at that, bro, trying to advance himself, almost gets
same here as well.
uh,
Just chase him over there. He can't just run up and shield at you because you have the Saturn, and the Saturn is extra pressure you can use while corner pressuring him. So I want to see you chase him a little bit
throw,
more.
but I'm telling
And see, he was able to kind of get banana for free there when you could have just like kept going forward. And you don't have to overcommit because again, Diddy is a really good whiff punish character. Just try to threaten Diddy a little more when he's
it's
in
gonna
the
be
corner
a
here.
master class in item.
When Diddy has a
And if you don't
banana,
think
keep in mind that platforms are kind of your best friend here, as well as like we were saying earlier with air movement.
so, take a
But
look
I want to see how you use the
at the
platforms here.
screen. Ooh, gets it going. It's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be a
just guess this was like
masterclass
a
in
misinput.
item work, and if you don't
But
think
Diddy's
so,
going a
take a
lot
look
towards the platforms when you have um the Saturn in hand right
at
now.
the screen.
But I'm liking you're not really like rushing things here because you have the lead. But I'm gonna guess this was like a misinput because that was a free down tilt.
Gets it going. Okay, they're still just playing for it, man. That's
And Diddy, so here's a way you can mix up your air movement is Diddy's always gonna try to deny this area here. So a way you could kind of deal with that is you can kind of use a full hop, or again, you can just go to the platforms here. As long as you're mixing up what height you are in the air, it's really good against Diddy because again, he can do like short hop monkey flip. Diddy's aerials are faster than yours, unless you do something like really preemptive. But yeah, you can also do ground float up air here. But yeah, I'm already seeing this Diddy's starting to catch on with trying to deny airspace, which is good because he's playing the matchup correctly. But just keep this in mind.
Okay, they're still just playing for it, man.
Uh-oh.
That's so crazy.
Nice.
It's wild too because nobody has like shielded it.
Okay, we're gonna call out the monkey foot there.
It does look like JoJo's gonna try to throw it up in the air, and it finally dispenses.
Nice.
So close. More even.
Ooh, that was so good. You're doing really. You're playing this extremely well. It's like, you back air him there, and then you try to call out the monkey flip mix up. Unfortunately, you miss, but you had the right play. You're using air movement here. You hit the Saturn back at him, which walls him out. Saturn's just so broken in this matchup. And then you back air to pressure and wall him out there, which is perfect. Then you go for dash attack. And now you're going to pull a turn up. You throw, he ducks there, but then you follow up with the back air here, which is super, super good. And then you go for the ledge trump here.
Not going to be even
super,
for that
super
much longer.
nice
JoJo
stuff
gets the first
already.
lead of the game.
All right, so we are back. And you saw that JoJo was getting this ledge trap, and they were getting this ledge trump. This ledge trump, amazing here, because no one really expects ledge trump in this game. So I'm really glad you went for this here. That was really good. So yeah, let's go back to it. But like I was saying earlier, I really like how you're just committing to patience here. It's really important in this matchup. And kind of to give a visual for people that are kind of confused is with float, kind of like here, is extremely good. This is the right amount of spacing you want in neutral against Diddy, where you're kind of avoiding the pop gun, you're avoiding stuff like his banana throw, and you're able to react to something like his forward air. So that's the perfect placing. And you saw it's kind of the same height as his platform. So that's really good. So I just kind of wanted to point out the spacing with float in this matchup. You don't want to be approaching, because again, Diddy's really, really good at walling out jump. Well, not walling, catching jump ins, because he can just throw the banana and it's transcendent. So that's why he's so good against sword characters, because they always want to like jump in with the nair, and you can't really do that against a transcendent projectile. So I'm liking you doing this already. Interesting up air there. But yeah, that was perfect. That's exactly how you want to use float. Maybe not dare as much here, but I think you were just a little bit off in this spacing. And at this percent, where you're kind of at kill percent, where you're kind of floating here, it's really hard for Diddy to kill you. He has to kind of go for stray hits at this point, or like run up smash and really hard commit. So if you're playing evasive here and patient, it's actually really difficult for Diddy to deal with that. So all we have to really worry about now is just playing around the forward air. So what you can do is you can float and then kind of like jump. You can wave land to this platform if you want, or you can jump falling down air if you think he's going to forward air, or just start going for trades with back air as the mix up, because you're already conditioning him. He's just trying to find the kill now, and now you just have to play patient and kind of like go from there.
Expand upon that lead. Does have the flow over the monkey flip and
yeah. See, at this point, he's going to be fishing for more aerials and denying airspace. So here, after this, just go for like a nair. It's okay to trade here, because any damage you get now is better later. But yeah, instead of down tilt for shield pressure, you could have done like a rising down air, or he's trying to get you in there. So Diddy's ledge trapping, right? There's a few things you can do. If he puts the banana here, sometimes you can drop down Z catch. There's not too much you can do. You just kind of have to play patient at ledge most of the time and kind of react to what the Diddy does. But yeah, it's kind of tough. But I see your first option was
now trying to expand upon that lead. Does have the flow over the monkey flip and kick, but
yeah, you're kind of going for down tilts there. Just go for more anti-airs.
Sitting center stage.
So yeah, exactly. That's what you want to do, where you just like jump Z
Back
catch.
air off to the
And don't throw the banana yet. You want to hold it, because if you're at this percent, Diddy's gonna have a much harder time killing if you ever hold the banana and you start walling him with back airs. There's like not much he can do. He has to like hard read you at that point, especially if you're using platforms and playing very airborne with the banana. It's like, what does Diddy really do besides outplay you here? So I don't agree with you throwing it immediately there. I guess it was like a way to get out of the corner, but instead I would have tried to catch it, because if you go in the corner and you start shielding, and Diddy messes up, you can just like throw the banana, do like down throw back air or like a down tilt, and then now he's off stage and you could probably get the kill. So
left.
definitely hold it,
Is up
because see, if you didn't throw that earlier, he wouldn't have had access to it right there. But you kind of got lucky because you crossed up and you're able to punish that smash here.
What a massive charge that did not get to
Interesting.
connect.
Oh, nice.
Too long.
You know what's
Up
crazy is I
tilt.
thought he landed there.
One thing to note, and that's also like kind of another reason back air is really good, because you can just end up crossing up the shield here up close. So Peach's safety on shield and ability to cross up is really important in this matchup for sure. Just wanted to point that out. So you did that, you did the nair into grab, the normal up tilt, and then afterwards you could have like short hop up air, but it's good you're chasing him.
You know what's crazy is I thought he landed there too, but JoJo just so smart to sneak his way.
Yeah, and see, you want to go for more of those
out
back
that
airs.
one. I think he rolled up out of it. The roll so just.
Let me check here.
Charging too long.
You know what's crazy is I thought he landed there too, but JoJo just so smart to sneak his way out of that one. I think he rolled up out of it. The roll so deceptive on
Okay.
Daisy.
Just playing patient off stage. No real reason to rush things here. But yeah, you're kind of just like jumping and throwing it down here, and instead just hold it. Just hold it. There's no reason to throw it yet, because as you're seeing, since you're playing so patient, damage is like slowly racking up and you're kind of nickeling and diming here. And holding that banana makes it even tougher for him to like take the lead away from you.
Option, it's kind of scary.
Down there.
If you're him. but
Yep, just hold it.
JoJo making his way out.
And yeah, he has to like go for
Finding
these
himself on
aerials,
the
and he
other
can't
end
really
of
kill you off of them.
Monkey foot. Yeah, he's been doing that. I think it's a good option. It's kind of scary if you're him, but JoJo making his way out,
Cool.
finding himself on the
So
other end.
here, the get up attack was okay. The only issue was, since you were kind of jumping off of ledge, and the Diddy's kind of conditioning you. I don't think being in this area would have been like doing a regular get up would have been good here, because it was either like you would read your jump like you've been doing before, or regular get up. So I think it would have been okay to just like play patient there, honestly.
Just monkey foot after monkey foot.
But yeah, here,
The
okay,
heel
you
that
get
seals the deal. Dakpo now with a bit of
Hold the turn
a
up.
deficit on stamina, but all the
Just
momentum
hold it
that he
here.
needs with those nice ledge.
And that's what, and also this
heel
is
that
really
seals
interesting
the
to mention as
deal.
well,
Dakpo now with a
just in
bit
case you
of
didn't
a
notice,
deficit
is
on stamina, but all the momentum
this is a
that he
mix-up
needs
I love
with
going for, is I like to do a rising aerial and then you land on the platform to anti-air. And see, like, Diddy hits you, but you're on the platform, so he doesn't get much off of it. So doing stuff like those rising aerials that will auto-cancel on the platform is extremely good as a mix-up here. Nair, if you full hop, it auto-cancels before you touch the ground, so you can, like, Nair, don't even have to touch the ground, and then you can, like, jump to a nearby platform. So going for these anti-airs as a mix-up after using, like, your air movement, your mid-range air movement in neutral is extremely good, because you can always just reset to the platform. You won't take a super hard punish, and you end up kind of countering what he's trying to do, basically, which is deny airspace.
edge trap situations. JoJo going to have to pick some better options to get off the ledge. He wants to be sitting at the winner
Nice.
side of this.
You're mixing up your
first
movement
game.
extremely
This
well
ledge
here,
trap
where it's like,
situations, JoJo
first,
going to have to
you're
pick
just
some
like,
better
okay,
options to
I'll
get off the
float
ledge. He
here,
wants to be,
and then
sitting at
I
the
want to call out the monkey flip, and then you go for that. So you're doing really good.
winner side of this first game between the two.
Yeah, he got kind of lucky with that first item that he pulled, so he tried to use the advantage of that.
Nice.
Mr. Saturn was
Nice.
threatening
Playing this
through
so
the
well.
beginning of that game, but just like that, a huge lead now opens up, and we can even see a lap in
Oh my God.
percentage out.
Here's the
Oh!
combo. That
Although
was
here,
good.
instead,
Through the beginning of
Um,
that game, but just like
that was
that,
really
a
good,
huge
though.
lead
You
now
got
opens
him
up,
off
and
the
we can
platform
even
you were
see a
playing
lap
with
in
the platforms
percentage
really
out.
well. Here, I would have just run up and nared. if you ever get this, you have two options. If you get the weak down tilt, you can either go for a golf club or nair. Because the thing I'm most worried about here. Oh, did you recatch the turnip? No, you didn't. Because like right there, it looked like you did. But here, you could either go for a golf club or nair. Fair's a little too slow to do stuff off of weak down tilt. Instead, you could go for nair and trade, or go for like golf club if you want. Either one's fine. Just keep that in mind. Or for those that really don't know how to convert off of this with Daisy, just try to go for one of those two faster options instead to kind of cover people mashing at a hit stun if you ever get weak hit. Because for some reason in this game, a lot of people like to mash out of weak hits or do some sort of panic option if you ever do like some low knockback move. So I like to cover it there.
That was a wombo indeed.
Nice.
And he's gonna keep it going a little.
Oh, you're starting to really
hit,
just get
and
in
then
his head
gets
here.
the up tilt that you want.
This is what I
Lap
mean.
in percentage.
Where
Here's the combo. That was a wombo
down tilt,
indeed.
nair.
And he's gonna keep it
You're
going.
starting to really like call out these monkey flips out of disadvantage is really good. And you're starting to chase him too in the air and pressuring with back air super good. Now you just hold it. I see her going for a lot of the pan. And this is a true confirm. But you have to be a lot closer to do it. You have to do it there. You have to be like point blank to do it. So it's a better out of shield punish where you do this into F smash. But you're a little too far. Instead, you can just chase with like a back air or something. Or try to go for a grab. Just see what the Diddy does out of hit stun of the banana. Kind of similar what he does, because Diddy's will throw the banana and try to read your option if they don't get like the full trip animation. So yeah, you have to be point blank to do the frying pan. It doesn't really work when you're this far away.
He's getting everything that he wants. JoJo.
Zoom in on that up
Okay.
smash. Everybody's
Nice.
mad about that hitbox for sure because it was so far to the right, but still connecting, keeping that lead
Okay.
going.
That he wants.
Zoom
JoJo.
in
But yeah,
on that.
see, Peach's safety on shield is really important. So you can end up like touching Diddy's shield. I think Banana throws frame 7 or frame 8, and Peach's back air is -6. So back air is like MVP up close. You can even go for like down
And
airs.
he's gonna keep it going.
Because I really want to mention this because it's really important in the matchup. Is how do you deal with Diddy, who's hiding in shield with a banana? You can down air, you can cross him up, you can do a lot of things. You can even nair, or you can just float over here. Floating's not bad either. Diddy would have to like hard call you out with like a Z drop forward air or Z drop nair at a shield to call out like floating right here and tomahawking him. So definitely a few options you can do.
JoJo.
And I like that you jump here because again, playing very airborne is a lot safer against Diddy.
On that up smash,
nice
everybody's mad
avoided
about
the
that
grab.
hitbox for sure because it was so far to the right, but still connecting.
Okay, interesting. I think there you could have gotten it. It was the right play, but yeah. Instead, there, if I'm unsure and I get like the weak hit of Nair, I think it was there.
He's getting everything.
I just like to
that he
chase with
wants.
back air
JoJo.
instead.
Zoom in on that up smash, everybody's mad about that hitbox for sure because it was so far to the right, but
Yeah, you got the weak hit Nair. Most of the time when I get that Nair, I just chase with back air. It's really hard to get this up smash like consistently. It's just a lot better to go for the tech chase there and go for back air.
keeping that lead going almost gets
But yeah, again, want to avoid these forward airs this close up because Diddy's forward air is faster than Peach's, which is important. Because yeah, you can have chase with the back air there or a dash attack. Really
keeping that lead
but yeah, definitely avoid fair when pressuring Diddy. It's because his is faster.
going almost gets the scoop on it one more time.
Yeah, just play patient here. No need to go for the side B here either. Like, just play patient. You're at such a lead that there's no real reason for you to really have to overcommit here. Like, just play patient, float here. You don't have to do that because you could have gotten punished if the Diddy didn't throw the second pop gun to try to call out your movement.
Dakpo very aggressively here. He does have him on
Nice
the ropes as
back
he's
air.
sitting at 146. A nice trip up there.
So here's the other thing too. And against characters with like burst options as recovery for recoveries, like Pikachu for example, like Pikachu quick attack or Diddy side B or like Zero Suit, you want to avoid pulling the turnip here because they can end up getting back to the stage very quickly and then punishing you for it. So you want to instead, you could have like gone off stage there if you wanted because we've been seeing he's doing monkey flip out of hit stun a lot. So instead, just delay the turnip pull, like don't pull it. and just kind of react from there.
A nice trip up
And
there
go for the
for
ledge trap.
Dakpo. Anybody
Yeah,
knows
again,
Dakpo
avoid that
knows
falling
that you
forward
can
air.
turn this 155 stamina into a very, very close game at any moment.
Okay, so
Sitting at
here,
146, a nice trip up there
I like what
for
you're
Dakpo.
going for.
Anybody knows
I really
Dakpo
like what
knows
you're
that you
going
can
for
turn
here,
this
where it
155
was like,
stamina into
I want to bait the ledge trump, right? There's a better way to do it, because since you've already taken a stock like it, he's already going to be kind of conditioned to do a immediate option. This bear was fine, but instead you can use like a hold on. I need to get to the right frame to explain it a little better.
Trip up there for Dakpo. Anybody knows Dakpo knows that he could turn this
But
155
yeah, you
stamina
throw the turnip here. Instead, you float here. You float like right here. You don't go any farther than the ledge to make them think you're gonna ledge trump, and then you read the option. And in this case, it was roll. So you float here. You use your movement as a bait to make them think you're gonna ledge trump them, and then you call out the immediate option from ledge. So no need to do this. Instead, when you can just like float to cover regular getup, or you can just like float shield. Just don't go off stage. Instead, just like kind of float to bait them and then call out
very
that
close
option.
game at any moment, so JoJo has to stay very poignant.
Yeah, see, being in the air is a lot better.
Because
again, if you get hit by the banana
very, very close game at any
here,
moment, so JoJo
then you
has
kind
to
of just
stay
like,
very
oh, he can't get anything. So
Yeah, JoJo sitting at 69, now 79, is going to watch out for everything he can here, but knows he wants to get this stock. There's a lot of extra credit,
nice,
so you want to
patience.
start on that extra credit for the next stock.
But I'm seeing a pattern. Let's go back.
He could turn this 155 stamina into a very, very
Because
close
now
game
he's
at any
now
moment,
he's
so
playing. Now
JoJo
he's
has
trying to
to
call
stay
out your movement.
very
with popcorn.
poignant.
So he does the banana. He does this. He pulls it, and then he does another one.
Is going to watch out for everything he can here.
Yeah,
but
he has the
knows he wants to
banana.
get
He's
this
trying to bait you,
stock. There's
and
a lot
then
of
he
extra
throws it,
credit,
and
so
he's just retreating with popcorn at this point. So what you can do now is this is also where the platforms are really good. You can walk out of the corner and shield if you want. You can catch it with something like a nair and then shield, like do a JCFF nair to catch the peanut, kind of what we saw earlier in this game. But yeah, just play it patient. You can catch the peanut, and now it's an out of shield option, or you can start going retreating to the platforms. Really,
you want to start on that extra credit for the next stock, not this one.
you can even do like JCFF
And
back
doesn't
air
even
if you
watch out
wanted
for
to, because
everything.
I'll even watch because he's like shooting these. He wants you to kind of press forward, but you can do like a JCFF back air to catch the peanut while also walling him out. So that's one way you can do it.
But knows he wants to get this stock. There's a lot of extra credit.
Instead of
JoJo
doing the
has to
down air
stay
here,
very poignant.
because like I see you're like, I'm gonna use an aerial,
Now 79,
but instead,
he's gonna watch out for
especially if he
everything
doesn't have
can
banana
but knows he
here,
wants
it's
to
harder
get
for him
this
to whip punish you. You can do like JCFF back air and shield here. That's something you can do.
stock. There's a lot of extra credit, so you want to start on that
Yeah.
extra credit for the next stock, not this one.
But yeah, see, he's gonna bait the roll because you haven't really used it at this game. So instead, just kind of like play patient at ledge
And
there.
doesn't even get that. So eats
Let's
two
see.
monkey fists
What do you
and a
do?
roll. Dakpo gonna evade himself over to the side of the edge where he loves to play. Gets that.
So here,
That. So
just
eats
pull the
two
turnip. Just pull the turnip. Don't even try to chase Diddy, because the only thing I'm really scared of right now out of the corner is the monkey flip. And turnip's a great way to kind of just wall that option. Diddy struggles against characters that can cover a lot of horizontal space quickly, like the Belmonts, Mega Man, Olimar is another one. So having that projectile as kind of a way to just wall this horizontal space from Diddy is really important. So that's why I just pulled turnip here
monkey fist
instead of trying to
and a
chase
roll.
him, because Peach is too slow to just chase Diddy outright. So instead, you want to just pull the turnip and kind of use that as pressure at this point, while also being able to call out something like the monkey flip.
Evade himself over to the.
But also, I kind of want you to mix up your shield pressure a little bit more here,
That. So
where
eats two
you're going for
monkey
these back
fists
airs.
and a roll.
It's
Dakpo
like you
gonna
back air. What you can do here is float, and go for either a down air or a tomahawk if you want, or try to cross them up. But crossing them up in the corner is kind of weird. You just want to keep them there, so you go for like a rising back air. But this is better in neutral where you like rising onto a platform. But as for shield pressure, I kind of want you to mix it up a little bit where you can like float and then go for a grab because he's kind of conditioned into shield because you've been back airing a lot. So definitely mix up how you're approaching his shield. It's really important. Same with your movement, but you're already doing really good with that.
evade himself over to
Yeah,
the.
see, if you would have had the turnip, you could have like thrown it right here before he threw the banana.
Where he loves to play, gets that banana and monkey flips out. Monkey
But
flip,
also,
two
you also want
monkey
to keep
fists
in mind
and a roll.
of
Dako gonna
the
evade
fact that
himself over
Diddy,
to the side
you
of
want
the
to see
edge
where
where he
Diddy
loves to
is
play.
relative
Gets
to
that
the
banana.
banana. So here's like kind of an obvious bait because Diddy will sometimes just put the banana there to bait you to want to catch it. So you can be like extra smart where you can float and fall to make him think you're gonna get it. It's all about using your movement as like a trick in this matchup. So your air movement. So instead you could float, fall, bait out this monkey flip, and then you could have like forward aired him or something, caught the landing for the game. Instead of trying to obviously catch it, it was very obvious, and the Diddy can punish you for it.
Flips
So.
out, monkey flip one more time. He was getting punished for those.
Oh, okay. That was just bad DI. But
So
that
what
game in
hap-
particular,
so
you doing
what,
a really good
so
job
what
with movement.
happened was,
This game too, I would really
he
focus
threw
more
a banana,
on
right?
mixing
And
up
then
your
it
shield
disappeared.
pressure and
And
how you deal
then
with pop gun. It's
when he
really
tried
really
to,
important. So
sometimes
let's go to game two.
final D.
FD is horrible. FD is definitely Diddy's best stage. I've already kind of showed y'all that platforms are really important versus Diddy. Diddy struggles against characters that can platform camp effectively. So going to FD is just so bad. FD and Kalos are like the two places I never want to take Diddy. At least with Smashville, I have the platform. But having to deal with Diddy on FD is so bad. Characters that are really, really, really good at catching landings, like Diddy, Greninja, Inkling, love this stage. They absolutely love it. And not having that platform to reset to is really rough. So definitely avoid the stage against Diddy, Greninja, and Inkling because they love catching landings. And that's how they're going to get Peach because she can't really land. So yeah, definitely avoid that. It's going to be kind of rough with the stage, but let's just see how it works out.
And JoJo just
Yeah, doing good with the air
Well,
movement.
it's so often the practice stage when you're training, you know.
Yeah, definitely don't swing
it's still
unsafely.
optional
Punish
this
it.
final feed. And JoJo just you know
Kind of moving
Well, it's so
here.
often the practice stage when you're
But
training.
yeah, I want to see you kind of deny some more
it's
air
still
space
optional
for
this
sure.
final feed.
It's really important.
And JoJo just you know
It's kind of like you can just jump back air here if you want, or do a full hop nair. And again, full hop nair doesn't really have any end lag to where you'll touch the ground, so you can like full hop nair and then float. So definitely focus more on denying this airspace rather than cornering yourself.
Well,
That's
it's so
kind of what I'm
often the
seeing a lot
practice
of.
stage.
And this up tilt, I wonder if it was a misinput. It was a nice cross up on your part, but instead just retreat and reset back to neutral. It's more important here
When you're training,
rather
you know,
than trying to like
flat. Every
deal
time
with
you
Diddy
press
shield.
reset, you could just.
This is a
spam
very
out those,
this is probably a very good reset mentally for him if he, like you
Nice.
said, has been in.
You're really doing a good job
flat.
of calling
Every time
out
you press
these
reset,
monkey flips at a
you could
disadvantage.
just.
But I
This
want to
is a
see
very-
you go a little more forward and try to force trades in this spot. It's really good. Like you're obviously aware of the forward air now. So it's all a matter of just trading with them at this point. You can back air and shield. You can do like rising down air. You can even do ground float up air. But I think back air is the best choice here and nair because that's a way for you to pressure him. Because see, when Diddy's kind
This is
of over
probably
here,
just you know
he can't really
Well,
pull
it's
turn
so
up
often
when you're
the
kind of at
practice
this
stage
mid
when you're
range.
training, you know, because it's flat. Every time you
And
press
not pull
reset,
turnip, I mean pull banana. So if you're like this close, Diddy has to kind of like scrap with you. Otherwise, he'll just pull banana if you're not like scrapping with him. So you're
this
doing
is a
good
very
here.
this is probably
You
a
see,
very
like now you gave him too much space, so he was able to pull that out of the corner. It's kind of the same thing with the Peach Ditto, where oftentimes I'd rather just pressure you with back airs in the corner, and the moments where I pull back, I see them pull turn up. So same thing with items. Like they will just like get their item in the corner if you give them too much space here. And that's kind of the theme with game 1 too, where it's kind of like he was in the corner and then you backed off too much and now he was able to get banana for free. And you don't want to do that. You want to always be pressuring him when he has banana, go for trades, get him off stage to where you can edge guard him.
reset mentally for him if he
But you're doing
like
amazing at just
said,
calling
has
out these monkey flips.
been in that.
you know,
One thing
because
to
it's
note
flat. Every time you press reset,
is when you're doing
you could just.
combos
This
against
is a
Diddy,
very
I
this
often
is
like to
probably
go
a
for
very
down air
good
instead.
reset mentally
Just in
for
case
him
this
if he,
happens,
like
where like you hit him and the banana is like right here and you trip. So oftentimes I'll just do down air. I'll do down tilt into down air and then a forward air and then kind of chase him from there. Because this can happen.
Said
It's like now you're kind of
has been in
reset,
that
and Diddy's faster than you, so you can read the tech option.
labs.
So
You press
instead,
reset, it's
just
you
kind
can
of some small
This is a
matchup
very,
knowledge.
yeah, this is
Go for more
probably a
down
very
air
good
combos
reset
against
mentally
Diddy
for him if he,
rather than grounded ones. So you can like do the nair
like
there.
you said,
Well, not the nair. You after the down tilt, just go for down.
has been in that lab. So this is a very like, oh, this is the lab. Let me just do what works that has worked before.
You did much better there.
Mentally for him if he, like you said, has
Where
been
it was
in
like,
that
okay,
lab.
pop gun in the corner. Well,
This
how do
is
we
a
deal with
very,
it?
like, oh,
Like
this
I'll
is the
float.
lab.
I'll even
Let me
like
just
mix
do
up my float height
what
here or
works
here.
that has
You can even like use back air
before.
and yeah,
Jojo,
now you're
though,
pressuring it in the corner.
looking to move around every peanut. And
But yeah, here
this is
definitely
very,
go
like,
for
oh, this
back
is the
air
lab.
pressure
Let me
here.
just do what works.
Because you can
that has
still
worked
catch
before.
the peanut,
Jojo,
or at least
though,
clank with it. It's like you can do a double jump JCFF falling back air,
looking to move
like back air there, and you could
around.
have like chased him there. You're not really doing a great job of like going for trades in the corner. Don't be afraid. Diddy hates trades. Peach has more damage output than Diddy, so
every
definitely
peanut
be a
and
little more
banana he
aggressive
can.
in terms of the corner.
Uh,
And then sometimes pull
No
back
two journeys
when
are
you
alike.
think
Different
he's gonna
people,
go for a monkey
different
flip.
purposes, different passions.
But yeah,
Destiny
we have an ad
isn't written.
here.
You
Twitch
can
is
make
very
history with a
annoying.
major brand or
But
start
no
at the
biggie,
ground level of
'cause
something
I have
new.
a life hack
Because
for
when
you
you're
all,
trusted to lead
which
and there is no
whenever you see
blueprint,
this,
you lead.
whatever this
Be
is,
part of the next generation
wait
of
for the
business
first
leaders.
ad to
Do
end,
business
and
differently.
then you
Find
refresh
yourself
it.
out in front. Others
And
might
you'll
be
see it
surprised to
just
see you
works.
there, but we are not.
I do this for
Wisconsin
YouTube
School
as
of
well.
Business at UW
Where I'm
Madison,
like,
the
oh, I
next
have like
generation of leaders.
a 15-second ad.
2013.
I'll just redo it.
surfing, and it's got the
Alright, so let's go back to that
Oh,
game.
that's OG.
Keep it the Z drop to go high.
Oh, we went too far.
That Dak
Ooh.
wants to start buffering that banana.
We just do what
Yeah,
works. That
you're
has
around
worked
here.
before. Jojo though,
Yeah, definitely be more
Looking to
aggressive in the
move
corner.
around.
And even JCF at back air can even wall out the monkey flip if you want.
around every peanut and banana he can. Nice short hops.
Okay.
Falling down.
Jojo though,
Interesting.
looking to move around every peanut and banana he can. Nice short hops.
But yeah, there you could have probably crossed up. But instead, you can
Okay,
just like
very
not
good
touch your
reset
shield.
there from back. Yeah, this isn't looking like it in his favor at all.
Ooh, here?
Okay.
Very good reset there from back.
Got him there.
This isn't looking like it in
And you're
his
able to
favor
get him.
at
So here, if you have the turn up, just throw it. It'll get him on the end lag of this banana pull here, which is very important. So yeah, instead of trying to like wall out the monkey flip here, it's not really worth for him to go for it right here. Instead, you'd rather just have banana. Just go for pressure. Just throw the turn up and then chase him.
So many options from JoJo to make sure that he can keep Dakpo at bay, and he chooses great times to approach. Every time that Dakpo looks like he wants to start
Ooh,
buffering
nice.
that banana.
Yeah, that is something else
So
you can
many
do.
options from JoJo to make sure that he can keep
So you're doing good,
Dakpo
you're kind of
at bay,
pressuring
and he
him
chooses
here.
great times
Boxing
to
with
approach.
them.
Every time that Dakpo looks
Positioning yourself in the air and then you Z catch it. So that's another reason why floating at this specific distance is good, because it gives you enough time to react and also just
like he
catch
wants to start buffering that banana.
the banana, and then you're able to wall him his monkey flip with the banana.
Bringing out that gun.
But yeah, definitely chase him here.
Make sure that he can keep
This
Dakpo
Peach,
at
since
bay,
Peach is so
and he chooses
slow,
great
you can't,
times to
you don't have the
approach. Every
luxury
time
of
that
just like
Dakpo looks
pulling
like he
turn up
wants
here.
to start buffering that
But
banana.
definitely chase him here instead of pulling turn up. Much better to go for pressure and get him off stage rather than giving him too much space to work with. Because you saw game one, like near the end of the game, like as soon as you started chasing him, he kind of like kept getting hit. So
Gun. Jojo's already rushing at him. Short
nice.
hop
And that's
flipping
why
with the
Peach
tone,
with the
with
turn
the
up
down
is
throw,
broken
with the
in this
Every time
matchup.
that Dakpo looks like he
Because
wants to start buffering that banana, bringing out that gun. Jojo's already rushing at
oh my god, you're doing so well with the items here.
him.
All right, so we're going back here. Oh my god.
Sure that he can keep Dakpo at bay, and he chooses great times to approach. Every time that Dakpo looks like he wants to start buffering
Alright,
that
so you
banana,
got him there.
bringing out that gun. Jojo's already rushing
Yeah,
at
you're
him.
doing really good with
Short
items here, but
hop,
this is what I mean.
Dakpo
Like,
at bay,
Peach is
and
kind
he
of
chooses
broken
great times to approach. Every
with
time that
a
Dakpo looks
banana
like he
here.
wants to start
Because you can
buffering
box
that
with Diddy,
banana,
and
bringing
if
out
he ever
that
messes
gun.
up in the
Jojo's already
scramble
rushing
scenarios,
at him.
then you're able to shield first and then punish him out of shield. Here would have been a great spot to go for the frying pan. I don't think it would have killed. So yeah, I think the grab was better, but you can also down tilt.
With the toe, with the down throw, with the up air, going to be making a little bit of
Nice.
a trouble situation for Dakpo, who has to monkey flip away.
Ooh.
Short hop floating
Definitely, just keep it
with the toe,
simple
with the down
here.
throw, with the
You're doing
up
really
air, going to
good.
be
Just keep
making
it
a little
consistent.
bit of
So
a
you're getting him there. You can even like, I think you went a little too forward because we want to call out these monkey flips at a disadvantage always, and you've always been doing good at that. But just keep in mind of your spacing. When
bringing
you're
out that
getting
gun. Jodo's already rushing at him. Short hop floating with the toe, with the down throw, with the up
got
air,
him.
going to be
You got him
making a
here.
little bit of
So you can go here and then just like jump back if you want to. But I think this is a little too close because he can just go right over you with a monkey flip here.
trouble situation for Dakpo, who has to monkey flip away.
Yeah,
But yeah, keep it simple up close here
With the toe, with
because
the down throw, with the
you're doing
up
really
air,
well.
going to be
Don't go
making
for
a little
these
bit
up
of
smash
a
routes
trouble
yet.
situation for Dakpo, who has to
So you're doing good here. Just shield there, and then you could have parried like the forward air and gotten a back air. But yeah, just keep it simple there. I would have like played it patient until I would have gotten the kill.
way.
yeah. It really does seem like JoJo just understands that he can
So as for
Making a
edge
little
guarding,
bit
good.
of a trouble situation.
There's a few
for
things you can
Dakpo,
do.
Who has to monkey flip away.
Yeah, it really does seem like
Do that instead of going for the forward air here. You could do like a falling down air if you want, or you can just like use a nair if you want. Definitely focus on just hitting him when he's in this animation. Turn up is really good, but obviously you don't have that. So falling down air would have been perfect here because it sends Diddy like so far out that it's really awkward for him to get back.
just understands that he can use these items to.
Mhm.
A trouble situation for Dakpo, who has to monkey flip away.
Yeah, it really does seem like
But yeah, here instead of chasing with the forward air, because the weird thing about banana is it just like kind of sends them back here. Off stage, it doesn't really send them forward for you to get hit by the forward air. But yeah, definitely you could have just run off and you could have timed a forward air, I think, if you like ran off forward air. But falling down air is definitely like the best choice here, if possible.
just understands that
But here, instead of going for this down tilt, I mean back air, go for down tilt. Down tilt's really good because you can just like catch the monkey flip. And even shielding while ledge trapping is pretty good because Diddy will like hit your banana, your shield with the banana, and then you can kind of just retreat from there. So it's really good, but definitely down tilt I think would have been better. But back air is not too bad.
he can use these items to. And I think that's one of the
Yeah,
things
just play
that
patient
a
here.
lot of people take for granted when fighting Dakpo because he loves to go to the banana, he loves to go to the peanut. But what happens
I'm
when
very
he throws
airborne.
it? And you gotta
Let me see what
that's one
flow
of the
height
things
you're
that
at.
a lot of people take for
Yeah,
granted
here,
when fighting Dakpo
okay, you're
because
just
he
walling him
loves to
out.
go to the banana.
You actually play that
He
pretty
loves
well.
to go to the peanut. But what happens when he throws it and you got a peach in your face? Ooh! Take for granted when fighting Dakpo because he loves to go to the banana, he loves to go to the peanut. But what happens when he throws it and you got a peach in your face? Ooh! But Dakpo doing very good at just keeping this one close.
Let's see. Oh, nice.
Keeping it close in this first moment. First blood will matter. The
Here
But
instead,
Dakpo doing very good at just keeping this one close.
keeping it
here instead,
close in this
just try to defend space here. Would have been better because if you are gonna go towards Diddy, you might as well throw a move out that will wall him out, especially because he doesn't have banana to whiff punish you for it. So as you were running here, just go for a back air. Would have been much better. It would have denied the ground space because there he missed the banana pull, so he was kind of forced to like defend space. So back air would have just been better instead of kind of leaving yourself open there to the down tilt. So
first
yeah,
moment. First blood
definitely
will
do that
matter.
instead because it would have been perfectly fine to go for that because Diddy couldn't whiff punish you as easily without the banana for going for back air pressure. He really needs that banana to kind of stop you from going for back air.
Excruciating. Scales tipping towards Dakpo's favor. His
Nice.
first huge lead that's been grabbed by him in
Yeah,
this
here,
winner's
yeah, down tilt's also not that bad,
semi.
but
Matter
you can also just
excruciating. Scales tipping towards Dakpo's favor. His first huge lead that's been
you got the turn up.
grabbed by
You can
him.
also just go down here, float in air if you want. It would have been better, but down tilt's like the immediate option, so it's not
This
that bad.
winner's semifinals, and if he's able to get some
Ooh,
great
off on
extra
this
credit
close.
on the stock, it will only spell Possible win
Oh
conditions
no.
lining up in his favor.
Yeah, Peach also one to, kind of needs those combos in it. Not looking for this one or two tiki-taki, Dakpo's
One mix-up I'm
up in
not
his
seeing you
favor.
go for a lot
Yeah, Peach
is,
also
let me
one
see,
to, kind of needs
is
those combos in it. Not looking for this one or two tiki-taki, Dakpo's kind of going in, getting two or three.
but you're doing good with the air movement though.
Also
But
one
one
Extra credit
option
on the
you
stock.
can go for
It will only spell
that I haven't really been seeing
possible win
is
conditions
you kind of float.
lining up in his favor.
You
Peach.
can like float here and then kind of go forward, just kind of react, and then you can jump out of it. So that's another way to kind of mix up your movement. You're doing good with mixing up like where you are in the air, your float heights, and playing very respectful of banana and just playing patient. But just keep in mind that's another mix up you can go for is you can float, jump, and then you can fall down with something like a nair or down air, or just like play patient and kind of reset.
Also one to, kind of needs those.
But yeah, here,
It will
here's kind of
only
what I
spell
mean. Kind of got a
possible
better
win
frame
conditions
for it.
lining up in his favor.
Yeah, Peach. Also one to,
Is you float, and then you can jump out of float. It's very simple. But since you don't have the platforms, it's like really tricky to land. But just a mix up you can keep in mind against Diddy. You can also walk and shield against Diddy, which is pretty good. He can monkey flip, but you can wall it out or just jump over it with your air movement. But yeah, that's a mix up you can go for is just like float and then jump out of your float and get really creative with that jump you still have.
kind of needs those combos in it. Not looking
Yeah,
for
see,
this.
you're kind of forcing Diddy to go for
Possible
these straight
win
hits that
conditions
you can't
lining up in
get
his
too
favor.
much off of.
Yeah, Peach.
And that's kind of what I
Also
want people
one
to see.
kind of
You
needs
struggle
those
against this
combos.
where it's like, okay, he still anti-aired me, but it was only like 17%, and it wasn't a huge combo.
Not looking for this one or two tiki-taki, Dakpo's kind of.
But I'm seeing a lot of the times what this Diddy does
Also one to,
is
kind of needs the
he does that into forward air or some monkey flip.
combos in it. Not looking
Another
for this
pattern I'm
one
kind
or
of
two
seeing is he does his pop gun to kind of force you to dash back
tiki-taki.
and play it patient here, and then he pulls the banana. So I think versus the pop gun, a good mix up would be a little more aggressive over it. Like you can JCFF over it and then start to pressure. He might even go for down tilt there to kind of defend space, and then that's when you can like wall him out. But I think you're playing a little too passive around this pop gun here. Instead, just go over it and go forward with an aggressive option like a back air.
Dakpo's
But
kind
this
of.
also works, but this is kind of what I mean, where you like go over it and then you fall down with like a back
Put
air.
in,
So
getting
that's
2 or
really
3 hits, and then getting out. Peach kind of wants to
start
get,
doing that more
60,
because he's forcing you to play passive with this pop gun, and he's seeing like you're just being too patient.
70 on the
Go
combo.
here, and also having the turnip helps too, as a way to just like throw over it and kind
And
of
then
function.
start to
So,
look for a
yeah,
kill
just
move.
play patient here, and
But JoJo
nice.
evening it out there.
Doing
pretty
so good
stuff,
with the patience
from both
this
sides.
set.
Beautiful. And then
Yeah.
start to look for a kill move.
But yeah, see, turnip's just also a good option, but to get over it. But in case you don't, just play it a little more aggressive.
But JoJo evening it out there, so pretty good stuff from both sides.
Yeah, definitely good mixing up on the shield, doing the forward air. Instead, there, what would have been better is to go for a nair, because we've been seeing in the set like forward air is really slow against Diddy in a lot of spots. So instead, go for like a falling nair there. It's not bad either, because fair is only -8, and this out of shield's frame 7. So, you have it right.
Neutral. Neutral getting clean for both. Does get hit by a random.
But yeah, now we have this. Now we just get.
table, but everybody knows what that is.
No, why'd you throw it out?
Clean for both. Does get hit by a random.
Yeah, you've got it. Now you just hold it and wall with back air. Because Diddy doesn't, because like we've been saying, without banana, he doesn't really have a clear answer to back air pressure. So it would have just been better to hold it rather than like do this. You could even throw it here, but he's prepared. He's starting to run up shield. But yeah, you just mix up around his shield, go for back air pressure instead of just like throwing it up here.
That is. Ooh,
But yeah,
I'm a potato.
Diddy, how it works is
does get hit by a.
after it hits the ground once, if you pick it up,
I wanted to say potato.
it will go on the ground again and you can't pick it up. So you can only throw it on the ground. It can only touch the ground once.
I'm a potato.
Yeah, see?
Perfect.
Here we see it again, where
I wanted to say potato, but everybody knows what that is. Ooh.
once he does this, he will pull banana. And instead you could do double jump JCFF, fall with the forward air, because he can't punish you out of shield without the banana. Or some really obscure parry punish. But yeah, definitely be more aggressive here.
Oh,
Perfect parry, JoJo.
yeah, it really is perfect parry, JoJo. I mean,
But another thing is, you're not really using Nair as a landing aerial for pressure.
I'm a parry, JoJo.
But see, it works here because it's so fast, and it also low profiles. So definitely mix this into your shield pressure, where you just do like a JCFF Nair, because sometimes you can during the jump, he can just throw the banana and then you hit him. So
yeah,
keep
it
this
really
in
is
mind.
perfect parry.
It's a good
JoJo.
landing mix-up.
I mean, the first move that came out in this
Yeah.
was just a perfect parry peanut. So
Oh, nice aggressive option off the ledge. That was a good
crazy
mix-up.
to see. Jack. Oh, the
But I'm not
first move that
so.
came out in
What you could do
this
here,
was
I
just
kind of
a
mentioned it
perfect parry
earlier,
peanut, so
where
pretty crazy to see.
you're here is you just float. You don't go for the back air here. You just run up and grab, because like I said, his main way of dealing with this pressure is with the banana. So a great mix up on a shield here would have been float, run up, grab. So definitely try to add that as a bait for your shield pressure. Just keep it in mind.
Jack. Oh,
To be very
Down
close
tilt,
here
just
as
playing patient
Dakpo
here.
is within that range. He likes to
And then
be
you're
to
staying more grounded.
take a life, and JoJo is also within the same bow. A couple smacks of that crown or
Okay, he's going
good
for up
position
smashes out of
that
shield too.
within that range he likes to be to take a
Very
life,
interesting.
and JoJo is also within the same
Okay, you're
bow.
down airing him here, and then you float. So that was a decent mix up, but he just called it out correctly there.
Smacks of that crown or a good position of that short hop back air, and we're gonna see
Nice
one of
patience,
these
you
two
drifted the
now
ledge, so
sit on
yeah,
top
that's
within
something
the
you have to be
same
aware
bow.
of.
A couple smacks of that crown or a good position of that short hop back air, and
Where
we're gonna
it's like
see
the Z
one of
drop.
these
It's a
two
Z drop down air mix up. He can do that. You could roll, but I think that was just such a good option
now
for
sitting
him
on the
that
bottom of
it
the
wasn't too much.
leaderboard, and just like that, Dakpo finds an aggressive dare.
He just had two really good reads there.
yeah, that's his favorite move, especially on
Nice.
And
Mixing up your landing with the float.
It's pretty nice what he's doing in this one. I think he's got.
But yeah,
Just like
see,
that, Dakpo
after
finds an
the
aggressive
nair
dare.
to grab doesn't, after you do it like once, he's been kind of jumping out of shield a little bit.
Nice what he's
So
doing.
you do this, and then this would have been like a perfect spot to go for the up smash, or you can even jump nair out of shield. It's similar to the back air, where it's like you back air, rising back air. You can do nair, jump nair when you're in this spot too, and it works.
I think he's got it.
Oh my god, you're doing so well with these fairs.
JoJo trying to respond though.
Oh wow, you did so good there.
And it happens
Super
as
good. You called out
speak,
the
and
monkey flip out of the
60%
corner,
is
which you've been doing awesome about this
the
whole set.
amount that he has in deficit.
Yep,
Going
go
to
to
be
turn
a
up.
nice turn up to the face to create a bit of pressure
Yeah, see,
there. And it
he
happens as you speak. and
defend some
60%
more
is
space
the
here,
amount
rather
that
than
he
focusing
has
on
in
the game. So
deficit.
you did good
Going
there.
to be a nice turn up to the
You
face
did
to
back air there,
create
and see, stay here, but go for back
bit
air,
of,
or try to run up back air here as well.
pressure
But that
there.
also works.
Don't want to sit on the ledge too
If you
long
run up
against
shield,
this peak.
'cause
The amount that he has in deficit. Going to be a
let
nice
me
turn
go
up to the
back.
face to
So you do
create
this, and then you do a back air here. You
a
shield,
bit of
and you could have, when you dash back, you could have just run in and denied some sort of ground space with back air here, while he was in the corner.
pressure
I think you could have down tilted there, but I'm not too
there.
sure.
Don't want to sit on the ledge too
Call out
long
the monkey
against
flip
this
in
peach
there.
Daisy. I'm looking at the
Yeah,
attack
so
deficit. Going to be a nice turn up to
now
the
you can
face
start to
to
like play
create a
a
bit
little
of
more grounded, because like
pressure
when you're
there.
using the
Don't want to
air
sit on the ledge
movement,
too long
he's doing this as a bait to force you to jump, and then he wants to fair you. So you can do like rising back air there if you want, or you could have like stayed grounded.
this peach of Daisy. I'm looking at the tag and I see
it's
the
fine.
girl.
That's fine.
We'll see what
Oh.
happens. That slip. The monkey's banana has become his own enemy.
Yeah,
Too
here,
long against
just
this
play
peach
safe.
Daisy. I'm looking at the tag and I see
it's
the
Got the
fine.
fair,
girl.
you down tilted.
We'll see what happens. That
But here,
slip.
just shield. Like, don't overextend because he has been using this monkey flip at a disadvantage. Just keep it simple. And even here too, just hold shield because if you would have held it, you probably could have punished his back air out of shield because he was so close. Got to grab back air, and then it would have been like a 50-50 whether you killed him off stage or not. So just keep
Of
it
his
simple
own
there.
enemy.
But it's good you have the banana here.
This is gonna be
One
hard.
thing to avoid here, I haven't seen what your option is yet, but please don't jump throw the banana because it's similar to like Peach, where if they catch your turnip, most people just jump off of ledge and throw it, and it's really predictable. So just play it patiently.
Dagpo's so
Oh,
good
nice. You didn't go
at
for it.
this
Oh,
area.
you got
He's
lucky.
gonna look
You
for
got
what
the
he's
area.
gonna look for here, but that's very smart. Knowing he's looking for the
Nice.
drop.
Chasing
Go
the landing.
high,
Doing
they
so
go
well.
low. Dagpo
All right.
on ledge,
Golden
though.
shield. And then this
Got
is
a
when you can go for
banana.
spot dodge reads.
big
I mean,
smack.
spot dodge mix up.
Grabs the banana
against
for his
Diddy.
own. That was crazy.
Okay, we got another ad. Great.
A real superhero.
If they catch her, they're gonna put her in a cage.
Dang.
I wish I was normal.
But yeah, just a reminder, if you're able to send stuff on YouTube, try that instead, because Twitch is
Never use your gifts.
super annoying with ads for some reason. They want to give you an ad like every 3 seconds. But yeah, time to hack where we see the ad is finished, and then we press the refresh button, and it's broken.
Surfing,
Yeah, we're at
and it's
the
got
end
the
of game
birthday
2.
Oh, that's OG. People don't even know about that vibe of pressure there.
his own drop to go high. Crazy. You got a
I think we're
Rico.
good. Yeah, okay.
Back
We're
on
ready.
ledge though. Got a banana. Big smack. Grabs the banana for his own. That was crazy.
Yeah, definitely pressure some more there, rather
Gotta
than just like
realize, too,
staying
this
back.
isn't
It's
back
good to
on
be
ledge, though.
respectful like this
Got a
when he has the
banana.
banana.
Big
kind of
smack.
like play
Grabs
the
the banana
mind
for his
game.
own. That was
But
crazy.
here, when he does it, just go for it and pressure him. He has to do something about it, and when he doesn't have banana, he's forced to like be more creative around back air pressure here. But definitely go forward here, and see what he does after he throws the
You gotta
banana.
realize too, this isn't no
So
8-man, 16-man bracket, man.
Yeah,
These
here,
men
just play
are
patient.
working to get to
Yeah,
this
now he's trying to
point
deny
in winner
airspace, so you can
semis.
start to play a little more better. But yeah, that's something you have to be very careful of in this matchup.
There
Is
it
he
is.
drop
You gotta
down?
realize,
Because
too,
both
this
characters
isn't
can
no
edge guard each
8-man,
other
16-man
somewhat well,
bracket, man. These men
especially if you go
are
low. So
working
going high
to get to
wasn't
this
bad.
point in winner semis.
But yeah, just this will happen, so you just have to be careful of it. Instead,
You gotta realize too, this isn't
good
no
you held the turnip.
8-man, 16-man bracket, man. These men
it's like, okay, I
are
got anti-air.
working
You go
to get to
here,
this point in
you drop down, and then you probably could have side beat here if you wanted
winner
to.
semis.
But yeah, going down and going low against Diddy is kind of seals your fate sometimes. So you have to be very careful of that.
Work has been done
That
for
was
Dakpo.
that was like with the crescendo of the song, I'm pretty sure.
But yeah,
which is
the
we
forward air
get
was
to this
really
point
predictable here
in
because
winners.
you got away with it once. Now you just have to kind of mix it up. You can even air dodge to ledge if you wanted to. But yeah, you could throw the turnip to force them into shield, and then you could have air dodge right here. Instead of go for this forward air here. And it also would have avoided any type of space he was going to deny here. So
Semis.
you did the right idea with the turnip. Just do something different besides the
And
forward air.
there it
Would
is.
have been a little bit better.
Set on it.
But yeah, let's not go to FD. Where are we going? We're going on town. Town is way better.
Dakpo responding in the matchup. We got
Town's
best
usually
of
the
5 here. Like I said,
Stage
keep
that
your
go
eyes on the
that
screen
me
for a
and
masterclass.
Diddy goes to, because I usually just ban FD and Kalos, and then he's like, I don't want to go on platform stages, so it's like, okay, we'll go on a stage with FD and platforms. So yeah,
In
here
item
just pull turnip on stages like this. For those that don't know, it's a lot better to just pull turnip because you have the room to deal with it. Even really fast characters can't stop you from doing this unless they just like run forward and they're really aggressive. But even then, it's really hard to punish this turnip pull. So yeah, definitely pull turnip here if you're Peach. On other stages, it's better to not do it. So just something to think about
work
when you're on stages
these
with Peach.
players instantly pull out the items.
Oh, nicer
We got a best
flow,
of
mixing
5
up your
here, like I
float
said.
height.
Keep your
There.
eyes on the screen for a masterclass in item work from both of these
It's like you
players.
do this,
Instantly
you jump,
pull out
you could have floated like right there. So that's something else you can mix up is you can kind of jump and then use your double jump there and then float over the monkey flip. So that's something you can do. Or is a mix up earlier where it's like you float and then jump to like a nearby platform or something. And then mix up how you use your jump, when you use flow, like the timing of it, whether you want to land on the ground or not, because even landing on the ground is a good mix up to force to make the Diddy aware that you're okay with landing, or just going to a platform. So really mix up what order you use your jump and float. You can go double jump and then land with float. You can jump, float, jump, or you can just double jump and not use the float. To always mix up your air movement to make the Diddy keep the Diddy guessing, which is important with your air movement in this matchup.
Pull out the items.
Master class
Ooh.
in the item work, like you said.
Okay.
Looking towards
Interesting.
that
That
bracket,
was
seems that we might end up
oddly
Both of these
good
players
right there.
instantly pull out the items.
It was like
Masterwork,
you did a.
master class
I think you side beat like too early, but
in the
that's
item
okay.
work, like
It's
you
like
said.
this oddly just like worked. So
Looking towards that
yeah,
bracket,
these
seems that we
forward airs
might
are
end up
doing really good for you in the corner because the Diddy's not really defending them. But now we just have to mix it up. Keep in mind you have this platform here, which is really good to like double jump to and then wave land as Peach. So yeah,
getting a masterclass in some Kazuya.
the
as
forward airs have been working a
Peach now
lot. Now Dakpo might be starting to scout
taking
them.
down Hulk and continues on in the pursuit of that loser's titles.
Talking about Hulk, the Hulk that beat Juice.
The Hulk that beat Juice, the Hulk that beat
Iggy?
Ooh.
Dr. Iggy.
Hmm. So here,
Of that loser's titles.
Talking about Hulk.
up tilt's kind of
The
weird.
Hulk that beat Juice, the Hulk
It's
that beat
it should work in theory. Where it's like you up tilt here to call out the option. Instead, just like jump nair here. I think it's a little bit better because it is safe on shield, safer on shield. Instead of like trying to punish with this up tilt, up just like short hop up air and short hop nair is a better option, I think. Yeah, land on the platform.
First local
Don't pull turn up
in
there.
the scene and already proven to be a threat.
Yeah, Kazuya.
Yeah, there's a mix up.
Dr. Iggy.
It's like I'm gonna make you
Beautiful
guess
champ,
whether I'm gonna
first
land
local
here.
in the scene. And
So you you float here, and then you make
Already
him
proven to
guess
be a
if you're
threat.
gonna land on the ground, and then you can jump to kind of avoid the option
Yeah,
and
I
then
love the
go in for a
watch,
punish.
so excited to see.
I think that was a
things to be
mistake.
said. We got some Tekken tournaments coming up on the 29th, so definitely look for him.
Yeah.
Kazuya, I love to watch, so excited to see. And one thing.
Yeah,
to be
here
said,
down tilt, you can even roll here if you want to, but that
we
was
got some
kind of
Tekken
interesting.
tournaments coming up on the
Definitely
29th,
here, definitely
so
avoid floating in this area because Diddy's really good at covering this area. Have you ever seen Diddy fight like Ken or the Shotos? He'll often just like monkey flip out there and call out their side B. So it's just like not a great idea to be here, especially since Diddy can just cover it so well with like this into forward air or just like a monkey flip. So keep that in mind.
Staying
Definitely
on
go
and
lower.
popping at the ledge. One of the best edge guards
Yep,
that
there.
we have to claim here in Vegas.
One of the best to ever
Yeah,
have.
here
Jackal
definitely
staying
don't
on
get
and
too
popping
hasty
at the
with throwing
ledge.
it
One
on
of
the
the
show.
best edge guards that we
But like here, you could have kind of.
have.
I guess the risk was worth it, but I would be more concerned with baiting these monkey flips out of disadvantage first to kind of force the Diddy to respect doing that, and then you can go in for these options before pulling forward. Because a lot of the times when you do pull forward, he just does it anyways. So I would just keep doing what you were doing, which was just calling it out whenever you can.
To claim here in Vegas.
One of the best to ever have
Yeah,
done
definitely avoid
Staying
throwing it
on
too
and
hastily
popping
out
at the
of
ledge.
shield.
One of the best
So like
edge
you do
guards
this,
that
you
we
float here, and then you could have
have.
like jumped forward it. Like use the float to pressure him into an option, and then you can just like jump forward air here.
to claim here in Vegas.
One of the
But
best.
yeah, don't get too hasty. It's kind of his side B is also kind of like Peach, where it has like no end lag. So instead, just keep like boxing with nairs and back airs here, and Z drop, Z catch down airs with Peach instead of like throwing it too hastily out of shield. Because it's just better to hold it than throwing it too early. Because then you can pressure Diddy kind of for free, and yes, and then you can kind of like play around that.
Best to ever have done it in the valley, and we see now
Ooh.
Dakpo feeling
Oh my
very
God.
comfortable
That was so good.
to continue some
but
pressure,
then
but
that
too
happened.
aggressive.
So
One of the best
definitely
to
just
ever
DI
have
away
done
here.
it in the
Don't even try to
valley,
air
and we
dodge
see now
against Diddy. Instead, just like air dodge to the platform here would have been a lot better,
Dakpo
and just hold away.
feeling very
Interesting
comfortable
jump.
to continue
But
some
then he
pressure, but
overshot,
too
so.
aggressive.
So comfortable, he don't even need
But
that
here
stop.
is
Ever
also
have done it in the
something to
valley,
think
and we
about when
see
you're doing
now
air movement.
Dakpo
Is
feeling
with turn up,
very comfortable
it
to
becomes
continue
a
some
lot
pressure, but
trickier
too
to
aggressive.
kind of catch
So
people's
comfortable.
landing. Because kind of like what I was saying, like mixing up the order, which you use your jump and float, where it's like you jump, float, jump. You can also just like jump and then float, and then people want to anti-air in this area, and you can just like throw the turnip, or you can jump float before you touch the ground. You can Z drop, and then it'll end up hiding your landing anyway. So with the turnip, your air movement becomes a little. You have a few more mix-ups to work with to keep the Diddy guessing, which is like the most important thing in this matchup, is always mixing up your air movement. So just keeping that in mind. And with turn up, you have even more mix-ups because you can like jump, float, throw it up, land, jump down air to catch it, and you can do all sorts of tricky stuff. And then kind of like go to a platform, but there's a lot of really tricky stuff you can do with float and your two jumps. So just always mix up which order you're using them. Mixing up your landings with Peach is also just really good. And avoiding what options Diddy wants to anti-air you with. And for the most part, it's just been forward air. And you can even anti-air the forward air where it's like you float, drift back, throw it, throw the turnip, and to anti-air. So just something to keep in mind.
Well, he don't even
Kind of just let people who play Peach see how deep this mechanic can be. In matchups like this where air movement is really good.
need that stock. He's
But
gonna
just
go
being in the air is
get
good.
back into it, but Peach trying to work out. You see, JoJo
Ooh, nice
kind of
vision.
making fun of Dakpo there, kind of like
Yeah,
look,
be
I
aggressive here. There it is again, where he just throws out the pop gun and then he pulls it.
press some buttons too, man.
But I don't kill myself.
Yeah. So he's pressing lots of buttons here, and Dakpo just trying to stay consistent like he has been through this
Oh.
entire thing.
These side Bs are kind of a little too hasty in my opinion. Would have been better for like the pop gun there, but I feel like they're just so risky in matchups like this. I'd rather just keep playing patient and consistent with something like my air move. But it's a decent mix-up. It's like you do it here as a bait and then you go for it. So I guess it's not too bad. I don't know. I don't feel too comfortable against Diddy's who like to shield camp and play really patient and neutral to call out that side B. But it's not bad. I guess it's an okay mix-up sometimes.
Gonna come out.
You down there and then you space just out of side the forward air range. But
So he's
then you
pressing
can
lots
also
of
do
buttons
instead
here, and Dakpo
is
just
this
trying
is
to
one
stay
use of
consistent
fair in
like
this
he has
matchup.
been
I know we've been saying fair is bad, but
this entire thing.
the way you can use it is to wall out his
Come
fair
out.
if you space it right, where you drift back and then you can fall with the forward air there if you didn't like throw the banana and then shield. Because fair, if you're at the right height in the air and you throw it out, it auto cancels to where you can shield before you touch the ground and you can't whiff punish your landing with the banana. So that's one way you can use fair is out of float at a certain height you can just wall it out. It'll also wall out monkey flip too. So a defensive
he's pressing
fair
lots of buttons
can be
here,
good in
and
places
Dakpo
like this.
just trying
Just
to
don't
stay
approach with
consistent
it
like he
or
has
try to
been through
box
this entire thing.
with Diddy with fairs because he has better
Daisy
flame
gonna
damage
come
and
out.
speed. So like here, let's say the banana wasn't there, you could have like fall with the forward air and like got him. So
Where was the Mr.
but
Saturn?
yeah, definitely hold the banana
Would
there.
have been immaculate, but
That's what we didn't get to see.
But yeah, one thing with your ledge trapping I want to see you do more of is use shield.
where was the
Because
Mr.
it also
Saturn
acts as a
there?
bait in this matchup. Ledge trapping and in neutral.
That shield break
It's
would
like,
have been-
let's say you shielded here. Diddy might go off the ledge with the monkey flip. Like, let's say instead of you shielded instead of down air, and then, well, like there, and then you jump over it. So you can use shield as a bait during your ledge traps versus Diddy, and it adds more mix-ups. Even in neutral, it's the same thing. Diddy has counterplay to shield, but in matchups like Mario, what are some characters with good grab games? Mario, or just good mix-ups on shield? Mario, Bowser, well, who else? I guess like Palu or something. And even, yeah, let's just say Bowser, Mario, and Palu. Characters that have good mix-ups versus shield, or where shield is really risky, you can use it as a bait instead of just like a safe option, if that makes sense. So like you can shield, bait out the grab or condition grabs, or in this case like monkey flip, and then just like jump over it with float. Just something to keep in mind. You don't have to in matchups where shield is like quote unquote bad, you can use it more as a bait rather than a go-to. Keep that in mind. And with your ledge trapping here, you can use it to bait out the monkey flip and then jump over and punish with like a downer here. And it also will cover the option of him jumping and throwing the banana from ledge.
Didn't get to see.
Nice
That's
grab.
what everybody wanted to see in that.
You're doing so good.
Nice. Grabs the turnip. Banana gonna come out too. It might even be like kind of not in Dakpo's favorite taking his turn because
Okay.
he's used to that.
Instead, I would have chased with the back air there. Would have been better.
After you get the hit stun.
Yeah, there you want to float in there, and you would have got him.
He's
So,
just getting a little hit.
yep.
Nice. Floats out
Ooh,
of it.
nice
It really
grab.
seems like JoJo
Oh my god, you're
knows
doing so well.
what Dakpo
With these
wants
grabs.
to do and is
So,
capitalizing on
something
that.
I also want to mention in this matchup is see how they are trying to
It really seems
condition
like
you
JoJo knows
with items and how you're
what
conditioning the Diddy
Dakpo
with items.
wants to do
So this Diddy,
and is
most of the
capitalizing.
time, he wants to condition you to jump with the banana at this state in the game, and then anti-air you with something like a forward air. So just keep that in mind. And with turn up, you can try to anti-air him or try to force him into shield. Just always keep in mind of how you're conditioning with items. Because the crazy thing is, if you ever catch their item, you can condition them with their item against them, and that's how this matchup gets really complex. So just keep in mind how you're conditioning with items and what you're doing, and which is why I want you to hold this more rather than throw it too early, because you can keep the conditioning
West
and
Coast
get
is
like
known
a
for their
punish
reads and not our fundies. So shout out to JoJo for carrying.
rather than throwing it there. Instead, just keep it simple and defend yourself with like a back air or something, because you can keep the conditioning. You can use his own banana against him to condition him. And he can also catch, if the Diddy is really comfortable against Peach, they'll start catching turnips and using your turnips to condition you and bait you. So the matchup is extremely complex once you start adding in item conditioning. But for the most part, this Diddy has been using it to just kind of force you in the air and then kind of going from there.
Us there right now, showing those reads are going to pay.
And when you're holding banana,
Nice. Floats out of it.
it
really
seems
seems
most
like
of the
JoJo
time.
knows
Let's see how he reacts to
what
it here.
Dakpo wants to do and is capitalizing
He
on
caught
that.
it.
Really is it.
Yeah,
Able to catch the
cerebral
landing
game is
here.
there.
So
West
I'm
Coast
just
is known
glad
for
you're
their
really
reads and not
comfortable
our
with the
fundies. So
banana in
shout
hand here. But most of the time, when you have banana, he's doing stuff like run up shield. And this is where stuff like run float Z drop grab is really good. Because remember, if you put the banana on the ground, it can go on the ground once, and then you can catch it again and you can't do it anymore. So that becomes a really good mix up against Diddy's like this. You can mix up your shield pressure with stuff like ground float and air, and then stuff like float and stuff, but definitely hold it and see how the Diddy responds. And in this case, he's doing like run up shield and catching you when you're throwing it too early. So you can Z drop, you can float Z drop there and run up grab. I think is the better option, especially when it hasn't touched the ground yet. So just keep that in mind. That's kind of the second part of this matchup besides like air movement, seeing how the Diddy plays around you when you're in the air, mixing up like float in your jumps. The other part is conditioning with items. Like part two of this matchup, basically.
JoJo for carrying us there right now, showing
Go for fair
those
there.
reads are going
Okay,
to pay
nice up there.
dividends.
Oh
as
my
he
god,
does try to
these
get
fairs
this
from
third
Legends
game
so
under his belt,
good.
throwing the
Yeah, see,
item.
he's doing like walk up
Man,
shield.
carrying us there right
That's how
now,
he's
showing
kind of seeing it.
those
And you haven't
reads are
really
going to
been
pay
doing enough shield
dividends
pressure,
as he does
which
try to
really
get this
matters.
third
So what you can do here
game
is just like back air, start to defend space. You can use like run up nair. You can even do, like I said, Z drop and then just run up grab. I mean float. If you know what I mean, it's like you float and then you Z drop it on the ground and you run grab. I hope that makes sense. But yeah,
under his belt is throwing.
walking here, but try to defend more space. Don't go for these forward airs. It's too slow. Go for more back air.
The item, man, if we see how many items
You can
have
even do ground float up air if you think the Diddy starts to jump a lot more when you're holding banana. But just keep in mind, item conditioning is very key
thrown in this game.
in
It
this
is
matchup.
like items have been on.
It's
Roll.
probably
competitive set.
Yeah,
it
you're playing too
probably
passive.
is up there with like how many
And you need
items
to.
actually
Okay,
drop,
well, you
like,
got him
medium
there.
or something.
Right.
But
It's-
I guess patience isn't bad either. It's been working out for you for a lot of this
It's
set,
up there.
anyways. So,
Great.
and also
It
against
probably is
characters
up there with like how many items actually
and
drop, like,
against characters like this,
Right.
like
It's
Mario, where they have good smash attacks out of shield, you want to avoid drifting in with your shield pressure. Instead, drift away. I'll put a link in the description on how to make your shield pressure safer as Peach, because there is a correct and wrong way to do it. So here, you want to drift away with aerials against character like brawlers that have good out of shield options. Because then what happens is you're too close with this back air to where you kind of shift into him and he gets this up smash for free.
Great.
So you want to avoid fading in with your pressure as Peach, unless you're really confident in a cross up. But I think you're too far there and he was in the corner. So you want to fade away. And the other nice thing about fading away is it gives you more time to run back and punish the monkey flip. Just keep that in mind against characters like Mario, Diddy, Wario, characters who have like combo starters and kill moves out of shield. Don't fade in with your shield pressure. And here again, just pull turnip. It's not really worth chasing him because then he'll just shield. He's faster than you. Just pull turnip as a way to wall out the monkey flip at a disadvantage. But it kind of worked out there. Yeah, there. There's the falling down air, and then you can back air. So that's how you edge guard Diddy. Is you first get the turnip, you throw it in a spot to catch the monkey flip. So it's kind of like Fox, where you call out the side B first in disadvantage. You go for the falling down air here, and then he's in a spot where he has to go for it again. So all it is just timing something like a Nair here. Nair's a little bit faster, so I like it. It's more reliable. But back air is also good too. But
barrel to come out and not going to be a ledge trump. Going to be now the neutral position, at least for JoJo. Recovered. Going to be a second forward.
Nice. See, this is what I was kind of talking about, where you start going for back air pressure and it just works. It's like you do back air there, you fade back or you jump to avoid the ground move, and then you start pressuring with back air when he doesn't have the banana. Diddy has to get so creative to get around that, and without banana, it's really difficult. So let's go to the next stage. Please don't go to FD. Okay, we go to PS2. Thank God. Thank God. It's just not FD. Please don't go to FD. So PS2 is fine. So we'll turn up here. This is a fine way to use it. As long as you're mixing up how you're using the turn up, that's really important. It's the same with your air movement. Always mix it up. It's like you throw it here, and then you hold it, and now you go for air movement. Down here is kind of odd, but that's okay. And then you Z drop it. As long as you're mixing up how you're using the turn up and you're not being one-dimensional, then you're doing well.
But that mental has been upgraded.
So let's see.
He started with the lead.
So like, he's jumping a lot. You're starting to anti-air him. You're doing it there. And then... I don't agree with the Toad there. I'm going to guess the Toad was a misinput. Because instead you're doing good here, where it's just like you're playing the stalemate part of the matchup, where it's like, you're in the air with the turn up, he's on the ground shielding with the banana. How does anyone get hit? One thing you could do here is you can start like going forward, jump, and then kind of float and go for like counter pressure. Because see, now he's going for like shielding when you have the turn up, because you've been conditioning him to shield. But yeah. Oh, okay. I think that was just a mix-up, but the only time you want to use Toad is if you're super duper confident and like they're in the corner and it'll kill. Like against like Villager at ledge, and they're at kill percent, I'm like, I know you're gonna fare here, so I'll just Toad. But in neutral, it's not good. Instead, just play it patient with Peach. You're doing really good, and then you get an opening.
Been known to be one of those just iron-willed players, but
okay, good. Go to the platform, and it's much better against platform camp matchups like Steve.
Been known to be one of those just
to always pull the turnip on the platform to give them less options to punish you for it. So like Steve, for example, you don't want to pull it on the ground because you'll just get hit by minecart, or same with Diddy, you'll get hit by like the banana. So it's just better to pull the turnip on the platform and keep it safe there. And on the ground, just don't really commit too hard to anything.
More so as we're seeing the second quarter of 2022.
I don't know how you always
been.
So I'm seeing like you're going for down tilt, like in these up close scenarios.
Players, but even more so as we're seeing the second
and instead, try to avoid hitting the down tilt on the shield. It's -8. Instead, go for like rising down air at a shield. It's not that bad. He can't up smash you at a shield if he has banana. He can throw it up, but he gets like not too much out of that. So instead, don't try to hit his shield with down tilt. Go for more like nair, back air, and I think rising down air is just like the best option here against him.
I don't know how you go from, oh my god, is he going to lose, to JV2, but...
Yeah, see, since it worked last game, this is when you want to mix it up.
I don't know how you go from, oh my god, is he going to lose, to JV2,
when you want to mix it up from ledge. Don't go for these forward airs. Instead, you can mix it up with like waiting at ledge a little longer and kind of going from there because he's trying to whiff punish those fairs now.
JoJo did it with style, as he always does. It does seem like he's moving
Oh.
with authority. With
Well,
style.
never mind then.
Jack
But yeah, I think you're just a
needs to
little
KD2.
too high in the air to punish the
JoJo
monkey
did it
flip
with
here.
style, as he always does. It does seem like he's moving with
But yeah,
authority, with style, and Jackpo just amazing player in his own
okay,
right.
so he's starting to chase you.
As he
with the
always
monkey
does. It
flip.
does seem like he's moving with authority, with style, and
But yeah, here,
Better ingredients,
okay,
better
well,
pizza means
at least it's only
every bite of
15
this
seconds.
slice just keeps getting
At least
better.
it's only
From the
15
first
seconds
bite to
for the
dunk.
ad this time.
Just when you're thinking this slice can't get any better, you get to that epic stuffed crust that's hand stuffed with cheese.
At least it's only 15 seconds.
surfing, and it's got the birthday hat.
Oh, that's OG. With another,
Amazing player in his own right, definitely working.
he started with the lead.
Where were we?
Okay with that. He's a
Drip as
nice, very obviously. Is he gonna lose to?
But yeah, here,
too, but
this would have been an
JoJo did it
excellent,
with
excellent
style,
spot.
as he
Let me
always
get to it
does. It
first.
does seem like he's moving with authority.
It's
with
like you do
style.
this would have been an excellent spot to just jump waveland on the platform. Just reset to the platform here instead of trying to like trying to land near him. Just keep it safe. Go to the platform here.
Jackpo just
But yeah, now you're like landing here and he's trying to chase you with monkey flip in the corner, which is really common actually. And the way you can deal with that is you can back air, you can roll, you can spot dodge. Just avoid these panic down tilts now because they're kind of getting you punished.
amazing player in his own
And
right.
just keep it
definitely working
patient.
off emotions. So whether he's happy, upset, excited,
But yeah, this would have also just been a
amazing
fine spot
player
to
in
go
his
for the
own
spot
right,
dodge
definitely working
because
off
he's trying to
emotions.
whiff punish me now with the monkey flips.
Whether he's happy,
Or you do this and then you just spot dodge instead of shielding because he's trying to chase you, your landings with the monkey flip. Or what you can do instead is like go there, kind of what I was saying earlier,
and
where you don't float in this
amazing
area.
player in his own right, definitely working off
It's
emotions.
like you're kind of doing this a lot where you're just floating here and what's stopping him from just like going out there and monkey flipping you or throwing the banana at you. But he doesn't have banana, so we're good. But instead keep your float
Whether he's
here.
happy,
And you could have like fallen down. If you would have kept your float, you would have fallen down, and then you could have jumped to mix up your landing.
upset,
But yeah, you could have spot dodged there. Would have been better.
excited, he gets that. Perfect jabs there.
Ooh, but
And
yeah,
the
see,
follow-up, look at this edge guard, man. You could tell me what you would do here, because
yeah, now you're jumping out of the corner. Yeah, jumping out of the corner is not bad too. The only thing you have to be aware of is his conditioning, and then he's gonna start going
there
for
for
back
JoJo
hitters
is what
against you,
worked,
so you can
but
start playing
now
more
he's gonna find
grounded.
himself into a whole another brain academy with Dakpo here. Nice, very
That was
smart.
really good
Obviously,
because this is
going
a way you
well
can
there
mix
for
up,
JoJo
kind of what I was saying earlier, like
Now
mix
he's gonna
up
find himself into
how you land.
another brain
It's like
academy
here,
with
you down air, but you don't hold forward. Instead, you stay back and you drift back and you make him think you're gonna like go forward with your movement.
Nice, very smart.
But yeah, there.
For JoJo.
Don't be afraid to shield afterwards in these
Now he's gonna
spots
find himself into a
because
whole
shielding against
another
Diddy is
brain
it's okay.
academy with Dakpo here.
It's like you do it here, you back air, and as soon as you cross up, you just like shield instead of going for this grab here. Because it's the same thing where if he had banana and shield and you cross him up and you shield, you can shield. One way to think about this is against Sheik versus Diddy and other characters that have safe frame data on a shield like Mario, is they can box with Diddy and then shield first. And when you have banana, you can't grab, right? You have to throw it or you have to get like Z drop it. But that's such a hard call out to where it's like most Diddies aren't really going to do that. So in this spot, it would have been better to box, shield, or use movement and then just avoid throwing out too many moves on his shield at once. And then going for stuff like grab. Grab, I'm going to kind of count as a move here. But yeah, you could have shielded there. And Diddy struggles up close against characters with really safe frame data that can act out of scrambles first. So shield would have been perfect there. And then you would have been able to punish the up smash with a down tilt.
He's looking to break up that iron wall of ledge trapping that Dakpo had, but it's
Oh,
just
nice.
solid.
That was good. I like the idea, but again, it was a forward air. It was a forward air problem.
He's looking to break up
Where
that
instead here,
iron wall of
I like what you did. You did the down tilt to kind of catch him running up and shielding. You Z-drop there, and instead of doing the fair here, instead you want to go for the nair. Nair's a lot safer. It's just better. And then again, like we were saying, up close scenarios, you can shield first because nair's only -2 when you hit it correctly on shield. So again, avoid pressuring Diddy with fair unless it's like neutral where you can drift back and go for like a defensive forwarder to wall out his fair if you space it right. Yeah, there's the fair problem. But I like what you're doing with the mix-ups there.
Everything that JoJo
There you should have just gone for up there. But like you did it here, you did Z-drop, and then see you just go for the nair there on a shield, and then you shield first. And then he throws the banana, and then it's out of his hands, so it's already better for you.
It's too solid going to be an out trip as well.
Look how patient
With
he's
the aerial strings.
Nice counter. But here, instead, go for up air.
Everything that
It's a lot
JoJo
better.
gets, he gets because
Keep
he's
just staying in the air
trying
is so
to
good.
get-
Trapping that Dakpo had, but it's too solid going to be an out trip as well.
Look how patient
I'm liking
he
you're
is.
not holding
Everything
forward.
that JoJo gets, he gets because he's trying.
But yeah, you also, I think he was too close because he was going to chase you anyways. But you have to be in mind of where your opponent is if you are going to pull the turn up on the platform. So this is also like what I was saying about the air movement where you can mix up what you, so like part 3 of the matchup, but kind of part 2.5 really, because this also counts as air movement with the platforms, is with turnip pulls as Peach, you can kind of bait them to think you're going to pull turnip in certain spots. So like if you've been pulling turnip on the platforms, you can start to mix in like your air movement with the platforms, make them think you're going to pull it here, and then don't. You can like shield. So you've already conditioned them to think, oh, this Peach is going to pull turnip on the platform, right? So I can go on the platform as a bait to make you think I'm going to pull it and then kind of play around that. So just keep that in mind with turnip pulls as Peach. You can bait people to think you're going to pull it in a certain area and then kind of use your movement to maneuver around what option they're going to try to punish you with, if that makes sense. Peach is all about just paying attention to your opponent and conditioning in neutral. It's really, and also and using your movement and buttons to kind of compensate with that. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to be too, you can use the obvious turnip pulls to your advantage by pulling them on the platform early and then go to the platform, make them think you're going to pull it, and then you can like drop through the platform up there. Do all sorts of mix-ups.
Trying to get back to ledge, and Dakpo is okay with that. He's
Ooh,
okay
nice.
with taking a hit or two there.
Chasing with the
as long as
forward
he's
air.
playing on
Yeah,
his
here.
edges.
Go
He's
forward.
getting to play his game. He's getting
Nice.
to get all
It's
that
nicer staying
approaching
around this
time or
area, though.
advancing time in the fight if we were in the octagon.
Yeah, we're just playing
He
patiently.
doesn't have his banana here though, so opting to grab it.
But
there.
this was excellent. Where it's like, you're not dashing
All
back.
that approaching
You're just
time or
playing
advancing
patient in this
time
area.
the fight if we were in the octagon.
Yeah.
But
He
you can
doesn't
also
have
do
his
like Z-drop back air there if you wanted to. To at least throw out a button because you're using a lot of
banana here.
movement
Right, he's getting
here.
to play his
So like you
game.
can, falling Z-drop back air here, he can't whip punish you with the banana, so it's safe.
He's
So at least put a button out there to make him think you're going to be aggressive. And cover some sort of space here in case he tries to get out of the
that
corner.
approaching time
So
or advancing
you can like
time.
jump, Z-drop, back air, and recatch it. So just keep that in mind. You can do Z-drop aerials with Peach during pressure, and it would have been really good here.
The fight if we were in the octagon.
I like your staying around this area, just so he's not comfortable out of the corner.
Yeah. He doesn't have
And the falling back air also would have walled out the monkey flip. And if you would have monkey flipped and you miss, it would have low profiled because Peach kind of
his
pancakes like
banana
that.
here though, so opting to grab it there after JoJo lets go of it. But JoJo can't really trade here.
And this is kind of what I was talking
He
about.
doesn't have his banana
where
here though, so opting
Float
to
and
grab
turnip
it there
kind of
after,
go hand in hand
JoJo
like
lets
this.
go of it.
Where it's like, okay,
JoJo
I'll float
can't
around
really
this
trade.
area because you kind of float around the area you want your opponent to swing, right? So then you can throw a turnip in that area to wall out where they're going to swing at you. So this was really good to use turnip as an anti-air in this spot.
Here,
Really
right?
good.
The second he starts to trade
Nice.
with this
You're doing
monkey,
so
it's
good
this game because,
with the calling out the monkey flip. It would have been good there. But just remember, when you're edge guarding Diddy, think of it like Fox. Think of it exactly like Fox. Where it's like, first, step 1, get rid of the monkey flip. Step 2, then just kind of edge guard him. So, but that's in case he just doesn't have a jump. But here would have been good to go for down air because a lot of times out of shield, he's kind of jumping. So you get him there, and see, this would have been fine to just like throw the stitch and you would have killed him. And then you could recatch it. But yeah, step 1, call out the monkey flip first.
Down stock. Definitely needs to be.
Yeah, here would have been perfect to go for down air. Like just float down air here. Because again, he can't up smash out of shield right here. And even if you like messed up your shield pressure, still keep it behind here where it's like you float right here, not in front, so you're still crossing him up. And then you could just jump to this platform to reset.
Be at the forefront of the exchanges before now. He's been doing a good
Nice.
job. We'll see if it continues as he does need to get this stock closed
Yeah,
out.
there you could have down tilted.
70% nearly racked up onto his front.
Here would have been good to down tilt or just like kind of run
Before
off
now,
more.
he's been doing a good job. We'll see if it
So yeah, you throw it there.
continues as he does need
And here, instead of doing up smash, you could have like down tilted.
to get this stock closed
But yeah.
out soon. 70% nearly racked up onto himself. There we go. It does happen. This trip happens.
And that's why
but
float is so
now he's
broken,
been doing a
because
good
you
job.
can
We'll see
just-
if it continues as he does need
You can mix up
to
your
get this
landings
stock
like
closed
this
out
in really
soon.
tight
70%
spots.
nearly
But nice
racked up
ledge
onto
stroke.
himself. There we go. It
Or you
just-
can like do that. He wants to catch your landing, and then you mix it up with float.
This trip happens, but with enough momentum, he was able to get
Yeah,
off the
going to the
ledge
platform,
to get
staying on
up
the
smash that
platform.
Dakpo was
And
possibly.
see, if you were on the ground and you would have got hit by that banana, it would have killed you. So again, platforms are really broken. But now I want you to start using them as bait and dropping through the platform.
Looking to
What you can do
rack up
here
onto himself.
is like,
There we go. It does happen.
well, you were in a tech
Before now,
situation,
he's
so
been doing a good job. We'll see
it's
if it
kinda hard.
continues as he does need to get this stock closed out soon. 70%.
so you got him
nearly
there.
racked up onto himself.
I would have kind of like waited there because he was gonna like try to catch you, but the roll away wasn't too bad.
There we go. It does happen. This trip
you do
happens,
this.
but with enough momentum, he was able
But yeah, here, just keep in mind you want to mix up how
to
you
get
use the
off the ledge and
platform.
not have to.
So like you do it there, and then you can land on the platform and shield. Shielding on the platform is pretty good against Diddy. Keeps you safe from a lot of his pressure.
Get an up smash that Dakpo is possibly looking to seal that stock on with. The
Oh,
reversing
nice
B,
early recovery.
up B there to make sure he gets back to the
And yeah, also that's the other good reason against Pop Gun is you can throw a banana like right through it because banana is transcendent.
Oh, that should have been.
The trip in is not going to be a huge smash attack or anything.
Yeah,
Just
that's how you want to use
that
fair
stock
as a
on
way
with
to
the
kind
nice
of wall
reversing
out
B,
anti-air
up
from
B
him.
there to make sure he gets back to the ledge.
Oh, that should have been.
The
Yeah,
trip
now
is
we're
the
just gonna hold
trip
it. We can't throw it on the ground
It's not
anymore.
gonna be a-
Yeah, that's how you want to use fair. You fade back with it to wall out something like a jump in fair from him.
huge smash attack or anything. Just a fair, and it does not seal the deal.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know
can't
how
pull
it was
banana
sealed
now,
deal, probably
so
'cause it's on the other side of the stage, but yeah, he needed to
that was
that
good.
one was-
And this is why
Smash attack or
again
anything,
he's just so
just
good
a
at
fair,
boxing
and it
with the
does not
banana. Diddy has to like
I don't know how
literally
it was sealed
outplay
deal,
you
probably
here
'cause it's on the other
to
side
get
of
out
the
of here.
stage.
So it's like you back air, you shield in these spots, and then you
Yeah,
punish.
he needs to kill there, and that one doesn't kill either.
Starting to get a little bit stalled out at 181%, 193. Anything
Ooh,
should
nice.
do it now.
Well, you had the right idea. But that's fine. Personally, here,
Fair, and it does not
personally,
seal the deal.
I don't know how it doesn't seal the deal.
I think you could have dash attacked him. Hold up.
But yeah.
You could have just like dash attacked and it might have killed him. But personally, like let's say you just wanted to get an option, grab would have been perfect. I think grab would have been really good here because grab at these percents just unstales your moves and it's just really helpful. Fair was kind of a weak punish. You could also go for the golf club. Like banana's pretty generous in terms of what you can punish out of it because you can use smash attacks. It gives you a lot more time than like a turnip. So yeah, you could do like dash attack or even like golf club might have killed. But grab would have been like the extra safe option. But fair was kind of too slow, and I think golf club would have killed. And fair is kind of stale at this point. So yeah.
Starting to get a little bit stalled out at 181%.
Okay. So since you did that ledge trump, the next time definitely mix it up with the movement. Kind of what we were saying with game
And
one.
193. Anything should
But
do it
yeah,
now.
you're trying to
but
call it the
at
monkey
what
flip there.
cost? What did it cost?
Everything.
Nice.
It really did. Nice back air there. It's just one of those things
Nice
where
being
you're not
patient
going
in
to
the
get
corner.
Dakpo
Always
in
a
a
good
position
thing.
where he's going to make a mistake that often. So when
And here,
What did it cost?
Everything.
after you
It really
get
did. Nice back air there.
when you're
It's just one
here,
of those
just go
things
to the
where you're not
platform,
going
just
to
stay
get
on the platform. Like don't even think twice about it, rather than staying on the ground with Diddy because that's where he
Dakpo in a
thrives.
position where he's
So
going to
like
make
going
a
on the
mistake
platform there
that
would have been
often.
better. Going for like JCFF movement around the platforms is super good in between stocks against Diddy.
So when you do find him in those,
That's
you
fair.
gotta get the stocks for it. great
Here you could have
combo
gone for a
there.
down tilt.
It's just one of those things where you're not going to get Dakpo in the position where he's going to make a mistake that often. So when you do find him in those, you got to get the stops for it. Great combo going to come out here from JoJo. A little misdirection. It's going to send him to the ledge, but tries the Z drop, and it's immediately grabbed by Dakpo. Can you imagine trying to do someone's move on him and they already got the
Oh,
banana
nice.
there?
Going for the up air. Oh. So yeah, this is something you want to avoid in juggling people. Because you want to avoid, you want to avoid going too high, where you use your second jump, because then they could just retaliate with the move. So instead, keep it simple with like a short hop or just regular jump up air. Don't use your double jump just yet, because then they can just attack you.
Much pressure from that.
So yeah, just pull turn up here. And
fist coming down.
Oh, that thing hurt me, dude.
Ooh, yeah, don't do that yet. Just keep your pressure simple in the corner.
Meteor fist coming down.
Oh, that thing hurt me, dude.
And don't go for these side Bs.
Nice.
Keep your air movement in mind when Diddy has the banana, and mix up how you play around the shield. Good. Oh, that was a really good throw, because I covered a lot of space.
This is where JoJo could say, "This is my stop," and go ahead and win this whole
And see, once you start going forward and pressuring him here, is when you can start the mix-ups. Yeah, see, this is kind of what I was talking about. Where you do,
okay, this is where JoJo could put it.
where, yeah, I think you floated there, right?
This went down. Both bread and butter for him. Gets a back air to boot.
You got him there, but I think you could have also just kept going forward. But I think you were gonna think he was gonna catch something.
Okay, this is where JoJo could put his foot down. This is where JoJo could say, "This is my stop."
But yeah, there, instead of doing the back air, you could have like jumped out of float.
And go ahead and win
That
this
doesn't
whole
make sense.
match.
Yeah, definitely avoid these down tilts on the ground. It's a lot better
This is where JoJo
to
could
just
put his
kind of
foot
go for anything else,
down.
honestly,
This is where JoJo could say, "This
in neutral.
is my stop." And go ahead.
But yeah, you could have nared there. But yeah, trying to punish Diddy with these down tilts isn't really working out. Out of shield. Instead, try to go for something more airborne, where it's like you jump down air as like a punish to call out something like a spot dodge or some grounded option from Diddy, so that you keep yourself in the air and keep it from eating too big of a punish. But yeah, there's the pop gun into pull the banana.
Winner's side of things, game, set, match, if you will, going to be
Oh, nice! You called out that defensive
very
option.
important
Super good.
lead for JoJo to keep if he wants to seal that away, though.
This is it.
Yeah, up air is also a pretty good option. Kind of what I was saying, walling out the anti-airs with fair. Up air is also good, because sometimes when you're holding turn up, Diddy wants to jump more and be in the air, so you can go for more anti-airs with up air. So that was really
This is
good.
it. Rainbows come out. Getting some imagination. You need the imagination.
Good. Keep chasing him, just so you can pressure out this monkey flip from him.
Ooh. Jumps over the peanut. Just trying to.
And what would have been an awesome mix-up here was, with the turn up, you kind of eliminate that problem of whenever he throws out the pop gun here, you know he's going to dash back anyway. So you can go forward with your air movement and then throw the turn up to punish this. So,
Jumps over the peanut.
yeah.
Just trying
Keep
to
in
mix
mind,
him up right
turn
now.
up
Just trying
definitely
to,
extends your
if he doesn't
range.
know where
Don't
I am,
hold
then I don't know
forward
where he
there.
is.
So you're doing so good with playing patient.
Jumps over the peanut. Just trying to mix him up right now. Just trying to.
Yeah. You threw the turn up too early, and instead you want to save it for the ledge.
If he doesn't know where I am, then I don't know where he is. That big hit is going to hit, though, and we're going to glide
True.
down. It's not going to be on Dakpo's time, though. And
So we're doing the
that's a little
melee.
much, but he does find
It
himself
worked.
away. He is-
Oh man, yeah, just go to ledge
almost
there.
jukes
It's
himself off
your
the
best
ledge there,
option.
but-
And
wow,
now
that was so
just play
crazy
patient.
because obviously Dakpo could just
Oh,
win
no!
the game,
We saw JoJo win the game.
And you can also think as Peach, when she has the turn up, it's the same thing as Banana. But Banana's just better because it goes through stuff. Where you're up close to him, and then you can shield. And then instead there, you should have back aired because you would have crossed him up. And then shield again to punish any
win the game.
aggressive
Very similar
option out
to
of
this
shield.
one right here to get to this.
Yeah, just play patient here.
His mind.
And again,
Dakpo could just follow it up
you're on the
again,
platform.
We saw JoJo win a game.
And you've been pulling the
very
turnip on the
similar
platform a
to
lot.
this one right here to get
It's like you do that,
this moment.
you retreat here, and then you can just shield. Like, don't pull the turnip. You've already conditioned him to think you're gonna pull it, so he gets kind of a free punish there.
His mind is going to be clear.
Uh-oh.
He does get the back throw there. It's not enough.
I think he needs to
128.
Oh my
get off the
God,
turnips
this is so
and start
close.
believing in the power of potassium.
But again here, oh wow. Thanks, Twitch.
If you vape,
So we're at the end of
And it's
this
got the
game
birthday
here.
hat
Oh, that's OG.
again, but
We saw
Yeah,
JoJo
we were right
win a
there, right?
game very similar to this one.
potassium because he's done great things.
Yeah, so yeah, we were right here. But again, what I was saying is try to defend some more ground space with full back air when he doesn't have the banana. Because then you're kind of free to just throw it out because he can't really whip punish you for that. But definitely do it there instead.
Start believing in the power of potassium because he's done
Uh-oh,
great
down
things
below.
with Jakpo's banana, but that
yeah.
two.
He does get the back throw there.
Yeah, see, you're wasting your float too early off stage, and then
I
when
think
you
he
do
needs to get
this,
off the turnips and start believing in the power
and it's just
of
super
potassium
rough to get
because
back.
he's done
Don't use your jump yet. Just float here with the turnip, and then you can jump,
great things with Jakpo.
and then you could jump and throw the turnip to force him into shield, and then that's how you can get back to ledge. So that's the correct answer, and that's
because he's done great things.
But it's good you were starting to play grounded here, because since you've been using your air movement, that's conditioned for you to swing at the air. So I get why you threw this up air out, but definitely go for more of these back airs to stop jump-ins or him just going at you aggressively in these spots.
Start believing in the power of potassium.
Yeah, see, what you do
because he's
here
done
is you don't use your jump. Let's say, I think you saw the
Great
float here.
Jakpo,
Oh, no, you
his
up
mind
air.
is going to be clear.
You
He
up
does
air.
get the back throw there. It's not enough.
I think he needs to
128.
get off the turnips and
You
start
up air, so now you don't have a float.
believing in the power of
Yeah, here,
potassium because
you
he's
jump,
done
you throw the turnip, and then you can, like, side B. So,
great things with
you see, he was already ready to shield there anyways, and when you're shielding and you get hit by the turnip, you're in shield stun, so it would have been perfect way to get back.
Jakpo's banana, but that two
But,
frame,
yeah, definitely
two
avoid using your
arms,
float
Oh, there's
too
no
early
frames needed.
on
He
stage,
was
but you kind of got hit with the up air.
exposed.
struck of finals, banana of leading to you. It's
Okay, we're
perfect
going
with all
to
Just
this
think
stage. This
as
isn't bad. As long as it's not
everything
FD,
looks like
then we're
he
good
wants to
for
be able to
Callus.
put the nail in this coffin. It's interesting to see JoJo losing and not switching
So yeah,
characters.
pull the
switching
turnip.
all-
Now we're
just
gonna play
thinking that
patient
people
and
for
neutral.
real, yeah,
Just
wanna
go for
play
more
none of
air
that mind
movement.
games or have to readjust. We're locked in
And now
line.
you should have started to pressure him there. You use your air movement at the start just to bait the banana throw.
For real.
So that was really good. Mixing it up. Let me see what options you're
Nail
using.
in this coffin. It's interesting to see JoJo losing and not switching
Okay, you
characters.
pull it. It's
switching
good you're
all-
holding it.
just
You're doing
thinking
that, and then that's all. That's another cool
everything
thing about
looks
down
like
here.
He wants to be able
is,
to put the nail in this coffin. It's interesting to see JoJo losing and not switching characters, switching all.
Is you can down air it, and then instead of doing that, you can always jump to the platform. So that's why down air is a good like shield pressure. Because like I've been saying, you could down air, and then just like jump to a
It's that
platform.
default
For real.
daisy.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to play none of that
And then
mind
you mix up your landing with float,
games or have to
and then yeah, you just avoided. You pretty much just dancing around Diddy with your air movement to bait him to throw the turnip early. I mean the banana early, and now you can go in and pressure. Like no need to dash back here when you can just go over, throw the turnip to cover whatever area you think he's gonna monkey flip or pull banana. Because again, Diddy struggles against these characters that cover a lot of horizontal space, and just kind of go from there
Yeah, maybe he's
instead of just staying back
just
there and
he's
respecting
totally
it too
okay
much.
with the funniness that is I am a daisy with a peach tag, you know.
That is the peach that lives
Yep.
in
The best
And that's why
way
down
he's
air
just,
combos are so
he's
good.
totally okay
Because it's
with
like, at least you're not going to be on the
funniness
ground.
That is I am a daisy.
You do
with
it
a
there to
peach
frame
tag.
trap, you do it again, and then see, you're in the air still, so you can go for more pressure on his shield. So that's why down air combos are just so good against Diddy.
That is the peach that lives
You're still
The
keeping
best
it in
of
the air.
worlds coming out from JoJo, who is just like, like I always say. I
Nice.
just never wanna
Trying to
see
deny that
Daisy
airspace now.
with Peach
Because
interact
Diddy
with
was
Daisy.
like throwing fairs out. And you're doing, oh my gosh, you're doing so good around the fairs.
You end up on Twitter.
This is
in-depth
exactly how you want to play the
obviously
matchup.
starting with 100 on the board.
But instead I would have just definitely practice some more of Z-drop aerials. Because here you didn't have to throw the turnip when you could have just like Z-dropped and done like a forward air, but you were facing backwards, right?
A Daisy or a Peach in bracket because they just do these.
And yeah, you're spacing around it, his aerials with ground movement, because since you conditioned him to want to swing there. So this is really
Crazy
good on your
combos
part.
that you end up
Nice
on Twitter
awareness.
indefinitely.
But yeah, here you could have just landed and then try to catch his landing with a back air. Just do whatever possible to keep the pressure up while holding the banana. Definitely practice Z-drop aerials because there are a few spots in this set that I've seen where you could have done like Z-drop back air, Z-drop fair in spots and it would have been great. It's also a good timing mix-up because the Z-drop kind of delays it just a little bit, and that matters sometimes.
Basically starting with 100 on the
But it
board,
works out anyways.
Dakpo hasn't
Here
got
you
a
down
single
air,
trade to go.
because the nice thing about
Crazy
down air
combos
here is you
that
catch the banana
you end
if he
up on
wants to
Twitter
throw it up.
indefinitely. Obviously starting with 100 on the board.
But you're doing really well spacing around these forward airs. So people that play Peach, one thing to keep in mind with your air movement is always space around the anti-air they're trying to hit you with. Because you can do tricky stuff like space just outside of range and wall them with like a fair and drift back. So just for Peach players that don't really know how to use air movement is you just space just around the range, whether it's left, right, below, even like above the anti-air range. Always remember the circle that they're gonna their threat range when you're in the air with Peach.
100 on the board.
Yeah, here you go in with the falling down air. So you can catch the banana and still hit him.
We got a single trade to go his way.
Yep. Let's see if he's gonna pop gun here. One thing you could do here that is really interesting is since he's been doing this a lot in the corner, you can go for Toad. Like legit, you can just go for Toad here. And even if he pulls a banana, then he's in lag too. So it's harder to get a really good punish on Toad anyways. So projectiles in the corner, this is a really good way to get a kill, is just Toad it. It's a good mix-up. You haven't been doing it like at all. It's a very unassuming option to go for here. It's just to go for Toad as a way to punish projectiles to get the kill. Because you only really want to use really weird options like side B and Toad to kill with Peach. Even dash attack's kind of weird, but they get kills. So they're good mix-ups to go for. So that would have been awesome to go for. To just go for Toad there. Hit him. And if he tries to, and most of the time after he does pop gun, he pulls banana anyways. Or autopilot, he would have autopilot pulled banana anyway. So Toad would have been a really good choice there.
17 to 18 if you were just
yeah, on the platform.
pretty much had his,
you want to hold Saturn. Hold Saturn because kind of what we were saying at the beginning of the set, you're going to be pulling a lot of turnips anyway. So in matchups where you're going to pull a lot of turnips, even with bad luck, you're going to pull a bomb, a Saturn, or a Stitch at least at some point in turnip heavy matchups. So you want to make it count. And against Diddy, you want to hold it because this stops the option of him just running up and shielding against you. And it also covers ground space. It stops the monkey flip. So definitely hold it. Kind of what you're doing at the very beginning of this set.
Pretty much had his,
rather than throwing it there because you don't get much off of it. You only really want to do that with turn up, but Saturn stops run up shield, which is super broken against Diddy.
Foot in this game. Saturn out again.
And now he has it.
What is the luck? Oh.
And he threw it away. So it would have just been better to hold it there because you can pressure Diddy literally for free with the Saturn now because now he can't shield. So you can just box with Diddy and then with the Saturn, and it's like there's so many things he has to play around in that spot that he most likely will just have to jump away anyways.
Oh, Dakpo don't want to deal with these.
So yeah, definitely keep the pressure up here.
Yeah, he did lose.
You're doing
the
really
game
good
where
at the
he just got
spacing.
caught up in trying to Saturn each other. So
Yeah, keeping it in the
maybe
air, super
being
good.
the dad there, you know,
Too many
Z-drop will also help you there. That's another way to mix up your landing.
no games.
Yeah, you don't want variables in this final moments of
So here,
To Saturn each other, so maybe
after you
just,
throw this turnip up and they're
being
like
the dad
super
there,
high,
you know,
right?
too many variables.
No games.
You're jumping there.
You don't want variables
And that's why it's so good to be in the air with Peach because you just avoid the monkey flips. And he's been trying to chase you with that in the corner. So here, don't use your second jump. Throw it up, let it fall, and then you can jump Z-catch, throw it up again in these spots to cover more space. So let me just redo that. It's kind of what you're doing there, right here.
Being the dad there, you
But
know,
instead, do it here as well.
no games.
It's better in these spots where they're like all the way up here and it's like Peach is too slow to chase that. So you just throw it up here. Don't use your jump just yet. Let it fall, and then time a jump Z catch, throw it up again. And that would have been perfect.
Moments of the winner's semifinals. Any mistake that is exposed could be
so smart.
Doing super good there.
And just like that,
Now you can just play patient and camp because you're in such an amazing
any
spot
mistake
here.
that is
And even floating while ledge trapping is good for this reason too. It's the same as shield, where it's just a way to avoid Diddy's ground options.
exposed could be
And that was a good dash attack on your
so
part.
smart.
ceiling of
So here, once you have the lead, platform count. Diddy has such a hard time dealing with you walling with Bear, playing airborne with movement around his aerials, and just denying space with back air and using platforms.
your fate, and just like that,
So just play it patient here. Don't overextend. You wear that fair.
Banana. He knew he was gonna be right on top of it.
Nice.
Just takes the advantage.
Oh, don't do that. Because you really need that. Because Diddy really is, it's going to be so hard for him to respond to you. And if he ever messes up and overextends, you can throw the banana down tilt, and then he's off stage. Don't Z drop it there.
Clean stuff.
Keep it
But
with the
he knew that Dakpo
keep with the
wanted to
theme
do some
of just
mind
holding
games.
it and playing patient.
Banana. He knew he was gonna be right
Yeah,
on
see, you did good by not like throwing it there.
top of
Here,
it. Just
you could honestly just go to ledge. Just play it patient, keep it vanilla here. Slowly tack up damage over time and play the patient game. Play for the long game here.
takes the
Because you will
advantage
win
there,
that.
and Dakpo
But yeah, see, here you don't have to land. You can just like hold float here. Because he's been getting really desperate with these monkey flips here to catch
is
you
gonna lose
in the
that
corner.
first stock. Does find himself with
Oh my god.
93
That was
on
so...
the board for JoJo though. So
Yeah.
there and Dakpo.
That was
clean
very
stuff,
interesting.
But
Because now he's trying to
he's gonna
catch the
lose that
fair from
first
ledge. And here would have been good to like jump air dodge. So that's a way to mix up like the aggressive fairs from ledge. It's just like jump air dodge. Or wait on ledge a little longer. But
does
this was kind of an insane
find
tech on your
himself
part.
with
But yeah, now you have the thing again.
93
Don't throw
on
it.
the board for
And don't Z drop it there either. You can Z drop back air. That would have been better to like Z drop back air, recatch it for added pressure.
JoJo though. So it really could go either way.
yeah, it's not a far reach
Nice.
for
And that's why I'm
Dakpo.
what I'm saying about just
93
keep
on
close
the
to
board
Diddy
for
and
JoJo
react.
though. So it
Don't
really
try to
could go
back
either
away
way.
when he doesn't have the banana.
Yeah, it's not
See, he pulls it, and that's a free punish. And let's say you're a god, and we were like perfect as Peach. We could have gotten like up air, turn throw fair.
for Dakpo to seal
But
this up.
that happens.
I mean, he goes to the
And that's
monkey
also
board.
why.
JoJo though. So
So this is a visual example
it
of
really
back
could
air
go
being
either
broken
way.
in this matchup.
Yeah,
Or
it's
like
not
5,000.
far
Is
reach
it just
for
like
Dakpo
low
to
profile?
seal
So you
this
can
up.
back air and see it just goes over it. So I mean, it goes under it.
Oh, I mean, he goes to the monkey flip and kick. That could have done it if Dakpo, JoJo wasn't so
Hold on.
quick with
I don't
the
know why
dodge
it
roll, rolly
exited
gang
there.
roll.
We
There
can
it is.
get that.
A far reach for Dakpo to seal this up. Oh, I mean, he goes to the monkey flip and kick. That could have done
Yep,
it.
play
if
patient here.
Dakpo-
But there it is again. Pop gun into this.
I mean, JoJo wasn't so.
Should keep going forward. Because sometimes when you do go forward, he either ends up going forward with like a ground move or getting out of the situation with monkey flip.
Quick with the dodge roll, rolly gang roll.
Yeah, that's why you don't dash back.
Far reach for Dakpo to seal this
Here,
up.
like just go
I mean,
for
he goes to the monkey
more
flip and
ground
kick.
space,
That
and you
could
can
have
even
done
hold
it.
shield too.
Dakpo, I mean, JoJo wasn't so quick with the
It's like you
dodge.
do this, he's starting to catch you dashing back with this, and this is when you can start shielding. Because in neutral, he hasn't really thrown out, you haven't really been shielding too much, you've been using more air movement, so you can convert on the ground by shielding more in this spot, rather than putting yourself in the corner. Just try to keep stage control here. And you can defend yourself with the back air if you want, because it'll like low profile.
Gang roll,
it.
there it is. Trip, the down tilt, the bear was
Yeah,
not
oh,
enough.
that was really risky. Again, the floats there are kind of risky.
Nice
I want you to keep
distance
that in
there.
mind.
With
I think
the
you still had your
correct, JoJo
jump,
wasn't so quick
but
with the dodge roll,
when you're in the
rolly
blast
gang
zone,
roll.
it's
There it is.
key.
Trip,
Side B like right here, because it keeps you from jumping in this spot, which is very important. It saves your jump, so it's really good to just go for the side B here instead of wasting your jump early. Because even if you got
bear was not
footstool here,
enough.
This is so smart.
Nice.
you would have been able to jump and make it back. So in spots like this where you're super far as Peach,
JoJo wasn't so quick with the dodge
and your
roll,
opponent
rolly
can't
gang
punish you
roll.
for
There
it,
is. Trip,
you want to go for
the
the side B.
down
Because he was going to go back and get the banana regardless. So the side B would have been free here to save your jump from the blast zone. So yeah, definitely remember that. Only use it on spots where you're like really far. Don't be predictable about it because it's like the flip jump. I mean the monkey flip and Fox side B where if you do it too close and they'll just punish you for it. But in spots like this where it's really obvious that he's gonna go back or you're really far, just side B.
The
Really good there.
bear was not enough.
This is so smart.
Nice
But yeah,
distance
keep
there
that in mind.
with a crazy footstool. Hello.
Yeah, so I was gonna say I
Pull
really
the turn
like
up.
how JoJo was
Now we're just gonna
approaching.
play
He
patient
didn't use his
here.
up B. He started
Yeah, he's
to
starting to catch you
slow
dashing
down.
back.
Nice
So
distance
what I was
there
saying about the
with a
platforms,
crazy
remember,
footstool.
where you
Hello.
can use
Yeah,
turnip
so
pulls
I
to
was
kind
gonna
of
say
bait
I really
people,
like how JoJo was approaching.
and then
He
use your
didn't
movement.
his
So like
up
here, instead of pulling the turnip,
Enough.
This is so
go for
smart.
movement
Distance there
and go for a
with a
rising
crazy
back air,
footstool.
because you would have
Hello.
caught this banana
Yeah,
right
so
here.
I was gonna say I really like how JoJo was approaching.
Like here,
didn't
you
use-
dash back, you don't pull it, instead you dash back, dash forward to make them think you're gonna do it. No, you dash back to make them think you're gonna pull the turnip, and then you dash
His up.
forward with like a back air, and then you can like go on the platform or something. But yeah, use the turnip pulls to your advantage. Make them think you're gonna pull it, and then punish them for making them think you're gonna like pull it. And you're still pulling it on the ground, which is risky because see, you're gonna eat a bigger punish than if you were on a platform.
Down, that was gonna help him there, but Dakpo just finds out how to deal
And
with
there we go.
it. I really
This is
like
why
how
I use
JoJo
it.
was approaching.
It's
He
super
didn't use
safe
his up B. He started
against
to float
Diddy.
down. That was gonna
Super
help him
good.
there, but
Because see,
Dakpo just
he's in shield,
finds
you
out-
nair, and you're able to shield first. And this is why it's so good against Diddy, and why I said Diddy struggles against characters like Sheik and Mario, because they can box with Diddy and win these scramble scenarios because they can shield first.
how to deal with it, and footstools him for his
Nice.
pleasure. And now
Oh,
JoJo starts
no,
to hit
okay.
there, but
So that is a good
Dakpo
mix-up.
just finds
That was
out
a perfect
how
mix-up
to
right
deal
here,
with it,
where you use the
and
upbeat.
footstools
But you want to
him
use
for
it
his
higher.
pleasure.
You want to
And
do
now-
it right here. You want to do it like right here or really high in the blast zone. Not so much right here, because even if you get it, it won't kill him. You only want to do these weird options with Peach to get kills like this. But it was good. Instead, chase with the forward air. You knew exactly what he was going for. So this is when you just like chase with fear.
JoJo's starting to run away with this stock.
Doing a great job at punishing those empty monkey
yep.
flips in the air. Is just getting right under him again, getting the rainbows out, making sure that he understands that pattern and punishes it.
Yeah,
And also the
pattern
falling nair is really good to
Monkey
also
flips in the
catch
air.
the banana out of
Is
shield.
just getting right under him again, getting the rainbows out, making sure that he understands.
Yeah, so that was good. You're gonna up air there. Instead, I would retreat to the platform there instead of try to box with Diddy some more, because he's gonna try to scout you dashing back. So yeah.
Yeah, the pattern isn't definitely what he's
Yep,
looking
there's
for.
the monkey flip out of
Just
in the
from
corner,
gamer to
and you
gamer,
got him again.
that can really
So
making
here,
sure that
whenever
he
you get these weak
understands
hits
that
with
pattern
Peach,
and punishes it.
Yeah,
kind of what I was
pattern
saying,
isn't
don't go for
definitely
these
what he's
grabs.
looking for.
Go for a more
Just
aggressive
from gamer
option
to gamer.
where you can like chase them with a back air or like a dash attack here. Or you can even go with down air. But just keep it in mind with Peach, because again, Peach is too slow to like go for these grabs off of a weak hit. So instead, just chase with a more aggressive option here to get the landing.
That can really be your edge in a matchup, just knowing what the other
Nice.
player likes to do. Obviously going to get hit by that, but make it back on stage.
Nice.
Monkey flip is going to make it
Yeah,
hard
this would have been a
what the
nice
other
spot to
player
shoot.
likes to do.
Or you can go for
Obviously
float
going to
ledge traps.
get hit by that,
So
but make it
float
back
ledge
on
traps, I haven't like talked about. I did mention it earlier, but against characters like Min Min and Diddy, it's really good because it'll avoid like characters that can cover these horizontal space really well.
Monkey flip
yeah.
is going to
But yeah, here you should have just shielded instead.
make it
And
hard.
for
Does
that
slip on
sort
the
of
banana
ledge trap.
trying to grab it though, so they find themselves at center stage.
Nice. You're mixing up the float heights too.
Monkey flip is going to
So
make
you're
it
playing this
hard.
really
Does
well.
slip on
It's
the
just
banana,
like you're taking kind of like some weird risks along the
trying to
way.
grab it though, so they find
But yeah,
themselves
you do that, you're at the perfect range to just like react to it.
at center
And
stage.
then, yeah, perfect.
He's doing so good at getting the banana
And you mix up the float height.
and then
So that was
trying
awesome.
to aggress, because you know the banana is the same as the other thing.
Get him.
Dodge is
Catch the
going
thing.
crazy. The nice reversal there with JoJo.
Then
So
trying to
here-
aggress, 'cause you know
So here
banana is the
instead,
same
I
as
like
the
what you're
other thing.
doing. Where it's like you have the thing here. Here you want to shield. Don't go for the nair, because you're obviously trying to get regular get up. But instead, shield here, react, and then you can throw it behind you. You can throw the banana behind you, or you can go for a ground flow back air. Either one works. Peach shielding while ledge trapping is really strong for this reason, because you can play very reactionary around the rolls if you space yourself
Nice
right
getting the
here
banana
and shield.
and then trying
It was
to
like,
aggress,
okay.
'cause you know the banana is the same as the other thing.
Spot dodge is going
Yeah, you did this
crazy.
to try to get the monkey flip, but it's a lot better if you do it when he goes low. But instead of the nair, you shield here, and then you react. Because here, if they get up, you can just hit him with the banana and F smash. If he rolls, you can get him and F smash. If he jumps, then that's like the best case scenario. But definitely mix this into your ledge trapping a little bit more, where you shield, like right there, and react.
Nice reversal over there with
Because sword
JoJo
characters will do
Trying
this
to
too,
aggress, 'cause you know
where
the banana is the same as the other thing.
they will stay at this range, like this range right here, to where they can space their down tilt while reacting to the roll. Something to think about.
the nice reversal over there with JoJo.
Better ingredients, better pizza. means
Ad
that
number, at
every
least they're only
bite of
15
this
seconds,
slice
so it's not that
just
bad.
Keeps getting better from the first bite to the dunk. And just when you're thinking this slice can't get any better, you get to that epic stuffed crust that's hand stuffed with cheese.
It was.
Surfing, and it's got the birthday hat.
All right.
And everybody in
Oh,
the
this is the
arena
end of the game.
pattern isn't definitely what he's looking for. Just from gamer to gamer, that can really be your
I
edge
don't
in a
remember
matchup.
where we were. We were at
Great job
ledge
at
trapping, right?
punishing those empty.
Oh, we
monkey
were
flips and-
past this, I think.
At center stage, he's doing so good at getting the banana and then trying to aggress, because you know
Yeah, we were
the
right here.
banana is the same as the other thing.
So yeah,
Spot dodge.
like I was saying. Oh.
Banana,
What the
he
heck?
knew he was gonna up B right on top of it.
Oh, wow. It just kind of
Making
did
sure
that.
that
for some
he
reason.
understands.
Banana is the same
Yeah,
as the
you're
other
right
thing.
here.
Spot
Like I was
dodge is
saying,
going
you down at
crazy.
here, you shield, and then you just react.
The nice reversal over there with JoJo getting to get the back throw. Unfortunately for him, it was not enough damage. Matt racked up on this small-bodied monkey. Going to be now anybody's game.
Yeah, I was gonna
the
say-
second stock's opening up insane
Okay,
dash attack
very
there with the disjointed
interesting.
hitboxes hits. JoJo even on top of the platform and
Yeah,
received
definitely
on
avoid
top
being.
of
I think
anybody's
you're starting to get
game.
Yeah,
antsy
I was
with the
gonna say,
Second
button
stock's opening up
here.
back throw.
because you know the banana is the same as the other thing.
Spot dodge is going crazy. The nice reversal over there with JoJo getting to
Yeah,
get
you're
the
trying to
back
wall him
throw.
out,
Unfortunately for him, it was
doing
not
that,
enough
just
damage.
playing patient,
Matt racked up on this
taking a
small-bodied
fair.
monkey.
Yeah, don't land there, because he'll just catch your landing.
Going to be now
And now you're mixing up the
game.
sword
Yeah, I
pressure.
was gonna
The
say.
second stock's opening up insane dash attack there with the disjointed hitbox.
Yeah, there it is again,
Matt
where just
racked
keep
up
in
on this
mind,
small-bodied
he's in the
monkey.
corner.
Going to be now
You hit him,
anybody.
and he's just gonna like pop gun anyway. So you could have like toted again, but it's more risky now than it was earlier because of you're at higher percent. So if you miss
a
it,
demon.
Oh.
He able to have the time that he needed to set that yo-yo
Being
hitbox
weird.
so low.
Hold on a sec.
Lucario, the monkey flipping kick, that could have done it.
Zone is absolutely where grab it though, so they find themselves at center stage.
Spot dodge, bodied monkey, going to be now
yeah,
anybody's
again,
game.
Yeah, I was gonna
it's
say.
just kind of like
Stock's opening
he's
up
in the corner, he'll
insane
pop
dash
gun.
attack there with the disjointed hitboxes hits. JoJo even on top of the platform. And
Yeah, don't get impatient here. That's like the number one thing you gotta avoid, and avoid dashing back here, because again, that's what he's gonna try to scout for at this point of the game is you dashing back.
see how Dakpo continues to have.
Play patient and don't be here, because again, he can do that. So it's better to float lower or just not float at all and mix up your jump and float, because again, he covers, like I said, so much horizontal space.
Him
But you wanna be
at bay
careful.
and keeps him
Confident.
in the death zone.
Yeah, confident and the death zone is
So you mix up with the side
absolutely
B.
where Dakpo wanted his opponent.
Something
to
I
hide.
also want to
Him
mention
at bay
here
and keeps him in
is
the death
one
zone.
thing you
Yeah,
can do
confident and the death zone is
is-
absolutely where Dakpo wanted
yeah, so you
his
can be on the platform here and just like start chucking turnips if you want.
opponent
There you go,
there.
you're getting him
I
there.
really like what Dakpo did there.
Yeah,
He
definitely
looked for
watch
that
your
two-frame
landings
hit.
now
He looked
and don't float out of hit stun.
for 2 hits. He
At this
always
point, you want to just
absolutely
avoid
where
taking unnecessary
Dakpo wanted
damage.
his
But I think here, since you're trying to like catch his jumps, just stay more grounded since you have him moving in the air a lot,
opponent
and
there.
try to catch his landings rather than trying to anti-air with him with turnip. Since you've conditioned him to
Her
think that
eyes,
she'll
him
throw the
at
turnip
bay
here.
and keeps
He's
him
gonna try
in
to play
the
around
death
that.
zone. Yeah,
So you want to
confident
mix up
in the
how you're
death
gonna use the
zone
turnip.
is
One thing I haven't been seeing use a
absolutely
lot
where
is you just like
Jackpo wanted
run
his
up turnip and shield, kind of similar to what he does with banana,
opponent there. I
rather than always just throwing it to catch the fair. Because now he's starting to play around.
really like what
And there it is again. Don't try to force a landing
Jackpo did
versus
there. He
Diddy,
looked for that two frame hit.
and just drift away. Don't try to float out of hit
He
stun either.
looked for two
You want to
hits.
avoid taking
He always is just
unnecessary
looking for one
damage
hit, two
when
hit.
possible.
To try to get that.
And there's the flip.
I mean, 64,
The
JoJo
monkey
looking
flip
kind of shook.
and
He was
disadvantage.
kind of having fun. He
I
started
mean,
to have
when
fun
corner
in this
pressuring,
matchup. But
yeah, I
it's
think you're
not
holding
trying to
forward
have
a
fun.
little too
It's
much
trying
now.
to be a heat-seeking missile,
it's
and that is what
really-
Jackpo
it's
has
really
become.
You want to just keep patient. But yeah, there's the shield
Back,
pressure.
but JoJo
Really good.
finds the back air that puts this and everybody.
Yeah, and now we got to pressure him. Oh no, you threw it the wrong way. But it was the right idea. You want to like throw a hitbox out
on
there
their
so he doesn't pull
edge of
banana
their
for free.
seat, finding out who could possibly.
Yeah, see, when you're using air movement, you can now mix up on the ground with sort of like walking and shielding, and then you can convert back into air movement. So it's just switching between the two. Air movement's obviously a little more important, but you want to force Diddy to deny airspace and then shift to the ground.
Take the victory. I mean, there's not a substantial blow. I
Yeah,
can see
just
Jackpo
play patient
being
here.
able to land besides maybe a trip into a forward smash or an up smash. There are a couple of little
Yeah.
quirky ways if he's able to get JoJo
Uh-oh.
off the stage the way he's kind of doing now. But
100 to 0.
100%.
You gotta go from
is
0
a
to
threshold.
100
Oh, there he
real
goes
quick
again.
here. If you're JoJo, man, he's gotta look for some kind of one hit, one tap that is gonna get him what he
It's a
needs
really
here because
close game.
Jackpo is not gonna let him on the edge. He's
Yeah,
not
you're doing
gonna let
super
him
good,
off.
but there it
He's
is
gotta
again,
look for
where
some
deny
kind of
some
one
sort of
hit,
ground
one
space
tap
after
that
he
is gonna get
throws
him
the banana
what he
here.
needs here because Jackpo is not.
So you do
gonna
that,
let
you're
him on
using
the
air movement. After this, back air. Because again, after he throws the banana, he's going to try to chase you,
edge.
and you haven't really been denying enough ground space from this.
Not gonna let him
When this
off the
happens.
edge.
It's the yeet throw with the forward
Okay.
5. Has the banana in tow. So threatening. Gets it on
this
Oh
could
my
be
god.
ledge.
If
Not gonna let
if
him
you
on
knew
the
turnip
edge.
train,
Not
this would
gonna
have
let
been
him
perfect.
off
Because
the
that's why
edge.
you keep the stitch
Throw with
in
the
these
forward
scenarios.
5. Has the banana in tow.
So it was a really good mix-up. You waited rather than going for the fair.
threatening. Gets
And so let's say we were godlike and we knew turnip train. We could have been at
it
100%.
Oh, this could be it.
But it's good you went for the
Back air
down
does
air
end
combo
up
there.
connecting. The barrels are gonna
Oh
be
my god, I thought he
Oh,
died
he
for
got
some
it.
reason.
going with the SD, but
He
not
got the luckiest
Yeah.
hit of the
Dash back,
umbrella,
back
makes
air.
it back to ledge. Holy. Okay, sitting at 50 though. This is absolutely jackable.
Yeah, he might have.
Yeah,
had
after he
a
throws the
bit of,
banana, he usually goes for an
brain fart
aggressive
there in his
option.
mind,
So here,
feeling,
Definitely
you
reset.
can throw
your
it through
brain.
it.
Time to reset.
Remember, banana is transcendent, so you can throw it right through whatever
before
nonsense this
the
is.
edge with the dancing
Yeah,
over the peanuts.
He doesn't have.
And get a little closer,
The
because this is
banana
when walking becomes a really big deal.
This is
So you
kind
can
of
walk,
where he wants
react,
to op.
and then just like throw it through this, and then you can hit
He
him.
doesn't have banana. You can see that in his play. And
So
this
yeah,
is
just
where
keep
he's
that in
gone.
mind.
And now he's trying to force out something here. JoJo.
Good your back
playing
area.
ever so slightly slower than he was. And that is a
But,
great
yeah.
reset on mental for Jackpo, to be honest. He could definitely
Uh-oh,
win
yeah,
this.
there's the
Gets
aggressive
the
option, so you can hold away there. But yeah, that's why
slightly slower
avoid
than
these
he was.
high
And
floats.
that is a great
out of hit
reset on
stuff.
mental for
It's a big
Jackpo, to
thing.
be honest. He could
He's
definitely win
kind of
this.
been catching you and trapping you in these spots. So yeah, that was a big
Could
deal.
win this
But overall, you played this set extremely well, I think. You played it patient. There were just certain times you could have used like Nair, started back airing and boxing with him. I'd say the biggest thing is you weren't pressuring him enough when you didn't have banana and throwing out enough hitboxes. So he could kind of just like stay in the corner for free, pull the banana, and just go from there. Edge guarding, remember it's call out the side B first, and you can use stuff like falling down air. Is a big deal. And item conditioning is also a really big deal. But also the mix up I didn't see too much of is where you float. Let's see if we can go back
Kind
to a
of
certain point of the
stage
match
that-
where you're both kind of moving around.
Jackpo wanted his opponent
Like
there.
here,
him
like in
at
spots like
bay and
this,
keeps him in the death zone.
Yeah,
where
confident
you can
and
float, and then you can mix it up with a jump. Rather than using a side B, you can jump to a platform, or you can fall with float, make them think you're going to touch the ground and jump away. And then if you have a turnip in your hand, your air movement, these air movement mix-ups become, you have even more mix-ups at your disposal. But yeah, definitely experiment more with your air movement and what you can do with turn up. in your hand while doing air movement, like jumping to platform. You can even throw it up. Like let's say you had a turn up.
Continues to have a
Yeah,
nice
don't do that. That was another really big thing.
him at bay and keeps
But
him
in these
the
spots,
death zone.
Yeah, confident
it's like you
and the
do this, and if you have a turn up, you can fall throw it up and then jump down air and then do some. You can do really tricky stuff. If you want to know a better way to use air movement and all the mix up, definitely watch Ling Ling. Ling Ling does an awesome job at always mixing up what he does out of float. Sometimes you don't even have to jump, and you can just like fall. You can just jump to a platform. You can throw turnip up, and then even when you can fall, throw a turnip, and then jump. Like there's so many things and different orders you can do with like throwing turnip, using your 2 jumps and float is the thing I'm trying to get at. And definitely you can mix that up a little bit more. In this matchup specifically, definitely you can use like walking and shielding with the turnip. So it's definitely like a mix up you can do after doing air movement. Is just start playing more grounded all of a sudden because people don't because Peach's ground game is pretty good. But yeah, that's basically it. You did an awesome job of calling out all the monkey flips at a disadvantage. You're doing really good at ledge and just like avoid. You're just so good at playing around monkey flip. That was like the really big thing, and playing patient and neutral when you had to. So that was good. I
death
think that
zone
basically
is
covers everything I wanted to cover. So yeah.